Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Austin Podcast. Once again, just me and Thrift. Hold it down. Squeaks will be here soon.
It's fine. It's fine, everybody. We got him. He's back. He's back in the hobby,
He'll
I
be
think.
here. He's gonna be here.
I
I
think
promise.
he'll come back from getting milk, right? He's coming back.
Of course, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
he wouldn't lie to us.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
That's what Radar does. What do we have to talk about? We have Thrift. We have Wave 2 for Perfect Order, Chaos Rising, and Pitch Black. All getting dumped on us at the same time.
Oh, dumps?
Is this the turnaround? Are we about to get wrecked? We're gonna talk about that.
Not the dumps.
We're gonna talk about some dumps. Don't laugh at that. That is
Sorry.
what are we, 12?
Yep.
Did you see that celebrations? There's gold borders.
Yes.
We're
Okay.
going back to gold borders.
Let's get it. We're vintage again, baby.
Cards that would have looked awesome in silver borders. They said, "Nah, B, we're going back to gold borders."
Let's try this one more time. Yeah.
Pitch Black is out, or it will be out, nationwide on Friday. We can talk about that if we want to. Star Trek for Magic dropped a bomb yesterday, and on-card signatures from all the actors. It's
Oh my God.
it's pretty crazy. I think it could be a big deal. We're going to talk about that, and hopefully Squeaks will be here for that because Thrifty doesn't have an opinion. And you were talking about Premier card grading.
Oh, don't get me started yet, dog.
Rudy's
Don't. I told
Rudy's
you to
company.
stay down, dog. Like,
keep your head down.
keep.
Look, this is what could possibly go wrong.
Yeah, it's fine.
We have
We'll
nothing
be
but
fine.
nice things to say. What are you talking about?
Of course I do.
Squeaks is here. Whoa!
Yo, he's
Yo.
back.
I'm on this side now. I gotta figure that
What
out.
the heck?
Oh
Hold on.
no.
He's got the
Yeah.
5 rows.
Oh, you're already
on the
live.
desk.
Oh, we're
I don't get
hella
any
live,
time
dude.
to
Sorry.
prepare. I zoom in here. Hold on, I zoom in.
You have
We're
the 5
gonna
rows
do
on
it
the desk.
live, bro.
Make it
How do I
look
lower
like
this
he's actually doing
chair?
work.
This is
It's
bridge
crazy.
chair. Does this not go lower?
We're doing it live,
I-
dude.
Look,
Sorry.
Chair repair
Dad-
stream.
Dad-
I'll just scoot back. I'll just
Dad
sit
came
back.
It's
back.
fine.
Dad
Am I
came back.
echoing? Do I echo real loud?
No, you sound and look great.
It's all good.
Um,
Oh, then I open the stream and it's talking. Now I just
Okay.
gotta figure out how to get the chat.
Listen, there is
over.
no chat. It's fine. It's just us here,
Chat's here.
buddy.
yeah,
It's okay.
we're just
It's
talking
okay.
to ourselves.
Well, no, because I'm so used to
Oh, we gotta get you
having
some
my
lighting,
camera
Poppy.
used to be in between my monitors,
Mhm.
and now
Oh.
it's on one side, so I
Oh.
can't use that monitor at all
Okay. All right.
without, unless I just never want to look at people, I guess. But
Mm.
we'll
That's
also have
bad.
to see if my speakers loop through this thing because my
God.
speaker is like.
Squeaks. We're troubleshooting for
He
our
just-
next
he-
podcast, basically.
That's
So
fine.
this is
Look,
good.
we don't have shit to talk about anyways.
We do. We have okay. I hate that my head's cut off. How do I lower this chair?
Just zoom out. It's fine.
Oh wait.
It's okay.
Scoot back and just scream.
Don't mess Brit's chair up.
I know, but there's a lock and an unlock. I'm probably just not heavy enough.
Zoom out.
Not
It's
heavy
okay.
enough.
Okay.
I'll zoom
like-
out.
there you go.
It'll
It's
be.
like- it's
it'll
like putting
be
a
rough.
chihuahua
I
in a
know,
chair
we're-
and be
we're in
like,
a
Dude,
weird
it's
spot,
so tough.
so,
This is our
uh,
life, guys, by the way.
I have like dramatic shadow that's being cast. I feel like I'm in that Netflix documentary, which is the current meme trend. To like sit down in the chair and be like,
You are a Netflix. Your life is a Netflix documentary. Can we?
"Can we what?"
I need to do that.
No, we have a lot. I need you guys to catch me up on the hobby.
What the hell? What do you mean?
What's the last thing you remember when you blacked out and had to sell your house and move?
Had to.
Chaos Rising came out.
Yikes!
Oh
You know,
my
there's a whole
God.
other set that just came out.
No,
Okay.
no. I know. We need to talk about that. I have a lot of thoughts on Pitch Black. I have
Okay.
some questions.
Okay.
Well,
I have a lot of thoughts on First Partner and some questions.
Okay.
I have a lot of thoughts on influencers posting price updates and questions.
what? Okay.
What do you mean? What?
No, but look, I love it.
No, like
you came like
influencers, like,
prepared.
Have you guys seen the? Well, because it's like I haven't talked to you guys like an in-depth combo that's
For
not
real.
just us memeing with Ernie in the background.
Yep.
For a while, and so I have a lot of questions about the Hob, and I'm not gonna be able to get over the fact that I'm looking at you guys, but then I'm looking down. Does that bother chat? Anyone that's
Nobody
here?
cares.
It doesn't
I
matter.
Okay.
What are you
promise.
gonna do about it? You can't fix it. You can't fix it.
I could. Well, I can make it a little better by switching you guys. I just wanted to be able. Is there a way? Oh, pop out chat.
Speaks.
Pop out
Who
chat.
cares?
Oh my god, I fixed it. I fixed it. Look at us. Look at us. Now I
Oh,
can see
wow,
chat.
look at it.
Listen, I'm an entertainer.
Okay.
I like seeing
Except this
chat.
part. Except this last
For if
one.
there's any comment that pertains to me, I want to know it. So we're good. Okay. But I have a lot of questions about the hobby.
Okay.
See, Full Moon
Okay.
Games, I hate it. I'm leaving because of it. And I saw that because I adjusted.
Don't
So-
encourage him, dude.
Yes.
It's a lot.
We're good. We're good.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
First thing I have to ask. So Pitch Black released.
It
Yep.
did.
Exciting stuff. Are we feeling that this set is better than Chaos Rising or worse? It's clearly better than Perfect Order. What is it?
Wow.
But is it better than Chaos Rising? Is
Yeah.
Darkrai better than Greninja?
I mean, it definitely the mouth feels better. It seems like.
The mouth feel?
Yeah, the feeling in the mouth when you
You take a bite.
When you say
Swish
Chaos Rising, it feels better or worse than when you say Pitch Black?
no.
Is that just
I-
because it was a Mountain Dew flavor, so you've already been conditioned?
No, it's just it's just the term I use.
Do you think Pokemon was worried about that?
I can't believe
Copyright
they did it,
infringement?
actually. Weirdly.
Yeah, it's something that you would think that if they were worried about it, they would have avoided it. Yeah.
I bet they spent so much on legal fees just to make sure that Mountain Dew wouldn't be able to come after them for that.
But they could have called it anything. They could have called it like
They could have gone Black
Infinite
Abyss.
Darkness, or Perfect Dark, or something. I don't.
Perfect Dark is another.
Well, they definitely
copyright
couldn't do
infringement.
that because that's a video game. So they
Mason was calling the entire stream. He did his Monday stream.
Yeah,
of
I was doing it a lot.
release, and he literally
Sucked.
called it Perfect Dark like 100
times.
times.
Hey,
It
to be
was
fair, Perfect
so
Dark,
good.
great game.
Mm.
Excellent series.
Hot take. That's a hot take. But anyways, yeah, Pitch Black. Like, people seem excited about it. People were interested in it. The Monday stream felt better than Chaos Rising stream. Like, if I'm being like real.
Okay, I'm gonna do an on the fly while you're explaining this, looking at the cards in the set beyond Darkrai to see if I agree with you.
Yeah, don't do that. don't go based off of that. But
Oh, it has more Pekko and Misty and Zeraora. That's pretty strong.
that
That's
Morpeko
banging.
is great.
Best card
He's
in the set for
cooking.
me is the Morpeko.
You know, I've always kind of wondered why they don't feature Hangry Morpeko more than regular, because it's vastly more interesting, right? We have a million
do,
iterations of
I
like
think.
fat looking Pikachu prototype style Pokemon, but the Hangry style is like what makes that one interesting, almost like he has another form, and they featured it like twice. But having like an alt art that, or a special illustration rares they call them, as Morpeko, like the Hangry one, I'm in. I like
It's
that
a great
lot.
card.
The
Yeah.
texture is really great.
It's really nice.
Virtually everything else that I'm looking at, I'm out. Like,
Oh
Yeah.
no.
what are we doing?
Oh,
Illustration
no.
rare Goldie?
Slowbro, Goldine, get off.
Del-
People
Like-
love the slow bro.
Slowbro, okay, I can see it 'cause
Slowbro's
people like
banging.
slow poke, and they're like, well, they didn't give us anything
No,
else.
it's Derp City, dude. I love it. I'm in.
Primarina, yawn, dude.
I mean, it's Gen 7. It's 10 years of Sun and Moon.
Fromantis.
It's
That's-
Fomantis and
Fomantis should have been Fromantis, and they gave him an afro. Probably would have liked it better. Armor Rouge is cool. I don't.
Wow.
Okay. Also, what's their hate for the one with the sword?
what do you mean?
Ceruledge?
Yes.
They like
Because-
Ceruledge.
No, they feature Armor Rouge in so much more, and I think it's because they're worried
Mm.
about Mega Man coming after him with Proto Man, and like, because dude, that
They have
one's
the
way
same
cooler,
reaction.
way cooler than the Armor one. Excadrill, I'm having Legendary Treasures flashbacks to when he got an ultra rare,
Yeah, I'm
which
sick
was
of
not good when
Excadrill.
the set released. Everyone now would tell you it's one of the greatest sets ever made. Set 12, blah blah. Well,
Mm.
that set sucked when it came out. Okay, your new EXs
Damn.
were Excadrill and Chandelure. Nobody cared. Radiant Collection, which at the time was essentially only Mew, still nobody cared. Now they love it. and then reprints of all EXs that we had already gotten a million times, like Mewtwo, which was in a tin, and so nobody cared. And they're like, "Oh, what? Excadrill is going to be enough to sell that set?" I remember when packs. Here's story time.
Yes,
It's been
we
a while,
needed
and I've
this.
got a lot to say.
We
Okay,
needed this.
we were at, gosh, what states was it? Not Kentucky. It would have been like Wisconsin states, maybe Indiana states. I don't know. It was a state tournament though. 2012 Legendary Treasures just came out, or early 2013. Packs that you got as your prize support were selling for 75 cents a pack. Troll and Toad was offering at the event 25 to 50 cents, and people were selling them. It was the lowest, like so much so that this set was such a dud, which is not how people remember it, that when oh, sorry, I heard the ice maker. And I thought it was Brit, but it wasn't. I just had PTSD from the old house. Now the ice maker just does it on its own. Can you hear the ice maker?
No.
No? Okay, just me. Good. Okay. Anyways, so if you guys like hear me just start going crazy, it's because of that. But anyways, so like that set was so bad. Also, my ADHD is like really just hardwired today, but I'm like Ethernet into the ADHD. It was so bad that Troll and Toad on their buy list used to have that they would bulk buy any pack for $1. And they put in parentheses, they went and edited
Except
that
that
part of
one.
it, except Legendary Treasures, because
That's
it was
crazy.
that bad. And they were getting inundated with Legendary Treasures that, like, I remember you could get like a case of Legendary Treasures in trade for like a single booster box of what set would have been
Take me
after
back,
that? XY,
dude.
XY base.
Ugh.
Yeah. So
Take
like
me
it was
back.
real bad. So that every time I see Excadrill with an ultra rare, that's what I think of, which is not many times, but you know.
Excadrill is not it, I'll say.
Yeah, and I hit page 2 and I'm already to basic EXs and a Thievul. So I'm hot take. Follow me. I need to go back actually before I say this because I'm going to
These are
disagree with
like
myself.
2 card sets is the problem, really. Like,
Well, and that's what we're going to get to.
that's it.
But
Like,
hot take, yeah. I'm okay. This is the hill that I want to be on. Chaos Rising, long term, is going to outperform Pitch Black. Won't even be close. And the only reason I'm putting this
Sure.
out there now, when a lot of people will be like, "Oh, okay, well, that's not even that hot of a take, whatever," is because I used to tell everybody that Fusion Strike that would listen to me, that Fusion Strike was going to become the second best set behind Evolving Skies in Sword and Shield. And
Gotta be right.
and like that was back when like it was like
it was
10.
like $80.
It was
a
like
box.
down in the bottom of
Yeah,
the barrel, right? It was like the reprint era of like
I
that, Chilling
remember,
Rain, and
yeah.
Battle Styles, and nobody wanted anything to do with any of those three. And I was like, Fusion Strike will be the second best set. Features Mew, has a huge Espeon, has a huge Gengar. Now today you say that, and it's like, well, duh, Gengar's huge. Back then they were nothing, and I'll never get credit for that because I didn't like publicly, outwardly put it there. At least not that I'm aware of. I just told it to people, and I should have. So Chaos
Let it
Rising.
be known.
Chaos Rising is going to dominate. In fact, I think Chaos Rising will outperform quite a few of these mega sets. And here's why. I don't think people understand how big
Popular
Greninja is.
Yes.
Yeah. But also has an Ampharos, which is historically really
It's a
strong.
great Ampharos, by the
Froakie,
way.
which is really strong as a starter.
Lots of
Xerneas,
Lots of
which
starters
will
in this
be strong and perform. Crobat, which historically actually performs quite well because a lot of people have the association with Team Rocket and everything. And that's just page 1. Cinchino, not bad. But like, yeah, I think this set, like, I think your big hits, Darkrai probably edges Greninja for now just because of the art. Like, right? Isn't that by like Shinji Kanda or somebody that people really like or somebody like that?
No, it's
And
Igawa,
so-
I think.
Igawa, okay.
Yeah.
One of the names that people
One
really
of the
like.
names.
One of the
Jesus
names of the
Christ.
artists that people really
Just
like.
One of the people I care most
But-
about in the hobby.
but-
Thank you. Mhm.
I think Greninja is a significantly more popular Pokemon.
Yeah.
It comes from a more popular gen. I think Gen 4 is still just the weakest gen, bar none. But I think, oh my god, and there's Ho-Oh, a Ho-Oh rare with 3,000 listings on TCG Player, so that's
Ho-Oh
not going to
is
fucking
not
matter. I don't know why I was
good,
going to bring
dude.
that up.
Chill out. Relax.
Yeah.
Next thing
Also
he's gonna say is Perfect Order has a Gengar Hollow or whatever. Is it Perfect Order has the Gengar Hollow or is that Chaos Rising?
that probably does matter at this point
So
for how
annoying.
bad
I
that
hate
set
this.
is. That card will probably outperform
90% of the
90% of
cards.
cards in the
Yeah,
set. Yeah, it's
exactly.
that like
So dark. I hate this. I hate it.
yeah, that set's still just atrocious, dude.
Oh my God.
Okay. But anyways, what do you guys think? What do you think?
I don't disagree. Honestly, seeing what Twilight Masquerade has done. I mean, it's a different level of printing. I get that or whatever, but that's good enough of a track record, and we don't have enough Greninja sets, so this is just another good one. You know.
Whoa, what the heck? I voted and then it took my vote away.
Mason
I
Cypress.
definitely think Darkrai is cooler because the art. Greninja
the
is
Mega Darkrai though.
The Mega Greninja in general is definitely the better Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that art is pretty next level.
I don't know, dude. I think the Greninja being upside down, like on the shuriken
it's
on
fun.
both
It's cute.
cards, super cool.
Yeah.
Also,
But yeah,
there would be no cooler. Have you ever seen when this grading companies accidentally slab a card upside down? Like it happens like once in a blue moon, and you'll see it.
Yeah.
There would be no cooler card for that to happen to than that Gold Greninja, where he's already upside down, so he would be right side up on like that would be super badass. I wonder if you could get CGC to do that for you. They do everything else people ask them to do, so I wonder if they would do that.
How dare you?
Wow.
I didn't mean anything bad by that. It's just like essentially if you ask them like, hey, grade this game that no one's ever heard of. Hey, I need a pedigree. Hey, whatever. They seem to be willing to play ball. And so would they slab that card upside down? Maybe they would, dude. Like it's still the same card. It doesn't harm anything.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely lost that sponsor. Anyways, did you see where Wave 2 is? Did you see where Wave 2 is hitting? Perfect.
Yes.
Orders.
Okay. So yes, I have a list of stuff related to these two sets that I want to talk to you about. That's one of them. So let me just give you my list, and then you can figure out the best order to put them in. That Wave 2. I want to talk about that little kid that hit 11 Darkrai's.
Yeah, that's cool.
That I want to talk about that, and how that could be possible, but why I'm still skeptical, but also like almost encouraged to believe because yeah. Anyways, and then I want to talk about it's kind of related to Chaos Rising, the Greninja Premium collections that came out. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? There's like a box.
Yeah, with the lenticular in it.
I broke down hella amounts of those. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I want to talk about those too. But so you tell me which of those topics you think you would like to talk about.
Well, since I was already halfway through my sentence,
yes,
I'd like to talk about Wave 2.
Great.
That is sitting. Really, it's on the way from distro.
I got mine.
Yeah,
already.
It's
Jesus. Cooking.
Wave 2 for I don't see it again. Pitch Black is around the corner, is what they say. Probably next week.
But you're talking about Wave 2 for Chaos Rising and Perfect Order, right?
Perfect Order, Chaos Rising. Perfect Order is officially under $200 a box market on
is
TCG
it?
Player. Chaos Rising is right there with it, like 202 or whatever it is. Yeah, so
first boxes under 200 in years. How many years? 1, 2?
Okay, I think it's crazier that Perfect Order is not the most recent set by 2 sets now. And it got a second wave of booster boxes. We've had second waves of like ETBs and a few other things for quite a few of the mega sets, but most of them did not get full second waves of boxes, at least that like the plebs like me that are online only get. And like I never got a second wave of Phantasmal. I never got a second wave of Destined Rivals. I never got a second wave of Mega, whatever. So anyways, I think it's crazier that we're 2 sets removed from that. I think the community can unanimously agree it's the weakest set that we've had in many,
Nobody
many
wanted
years.
that.
Probably since Battle Styles weak set.
Yeah.
And we just got a second wave hit and they're still holding above MSRP. I think that is the
That's
narrative. Like
amazing.
everyone wants to do the negative narrative, right? Which is, oh, it's under $200 now. I think the fact that it's $30 above MSRP is
insane.
wild.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, what will it take to get a set to MSRP?
I
If
don't know.
this set can't do it, 2 sets removed with a second wave, when the community is
Well,
thirsty,
still
hungry,
early. Still
and
early
we're
in
in
the
summer.
cycle.
We're in summer, the weakest time of the year. Santa is right around the corner, and
Santa.
Perfect Order is still $30 above MSRP.
What's happening, dude? This is crazy.
Yeah. Like I said, it's still early yet, so there's still plenty of time for it to go even further down. So
Listen,
let's,
just let people get it in hand, and then they'll start dumping.
Down.
breaking,
That's what I'm thinking
breaking
of when
story.
he said down.
So
but-
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on it, I guess. But
Yeah, I mean, all right. Let's see if these investor bros put their money where their mouth is on this then.
And
where
how
you
are
at
Perfect
buying the
Order-
dip?
So I'm just catching up. How are Perfect Order ETBs still almost $70 when you only get 9 packs?
Sealed, baby.
Oh.
That is also crazy.
Who knows?
Well, we didn't get a
dude?
second wave of those, or at least we didn't.
That is true.
Get
That is true.
those.
We did not.
Maybe we got those a little bit closer to the actual
Yeah.
release, but
Chaos. In fact, they're almost the same price as Chaos Rising. Which,
For
by the
Pitch
way,
Black, that's crazy.
I'm gonna tell you all something right now. People never want to spec on stuff when it's not the cool hot thing.
Yeah.
But if you had to blind buy something that you thought was undervalued at the time, that would have price appreciation over time, which is the goal of specking, Chaos Rising ETBs are the lowest we have seen any of the ETBs be, other than Perfect Order, which is only $2 cheaper. We're one set removed now, meaning the odds that more of those come in is pretty slim unless they come through like a Target holiday thing or whatever, like they did that one year with the Brilliant Stars and all that,
Sure.
which didn't matter. Has fantastic box art with the Greninja upside down, hanging on the Shuriken. Super popular Pokemon that we talked
Sick,
about.
yeah.
Extremely great color palette in the like blues and purples and pinks. Is that not one of the most speccable sealed like if you are a believer of like ETBs have a collecting future, that people are going to keep collecting ETBs, which I think at this point I believe they will. That to me is so appealing. I mean, I would argue the booster boxes are super appealing too, because they just got a reprint wave and have dove off a cliff like $40. I think that's super appealing as well. But man, I look at Chaos Rising and I'm just like, I think everyone's just so quick to like, I've got to sell it right now. I got to sell it right now. And my ADHD brain wants to pivot this into, because all the Instagrams and shit are telling them you got to sell everything because it's all fucking diving. Every card's crashing, every sealed product's dying off. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But man, Chaos Rising just feels like a juicer to me.
yeah, definitely the best rounded set for sure. I mean, I don't think
Wait,
it's even a close.
Of the three that we're talking
sure.
about?
Oh,
for
of
sure.
course. Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause I was gonna say, I don't know about that, but if we're talking about just those three, sure.
It's
I
weird
think-
though, because on like stream, I'll say this. Probably the worst performing Japanese set that I've had is actually the Ninja Spinner set. And
Mhm.
then I insta sold. I basically sold out in like a night of Abyss Eye, which is the Japanese version of Pitch Black. So like, at least on like people vibes, like normie vibes, they don't right now, right?
So why
they
do we
don't
think that's
really
happening?
want that specifically. I'm not sure actually. Like
I
because
think-
a
I
lot of
think
people
I
like the
know
Greninja.
why, but I want to hear your guys' takes too.
I'm shocked by it actually. Like I was like, oh, I didn't think Abyss Eye was gonna sell this well, basically, was my
Sure.
takeaway, really.
Mason, do you have any thoughts why you think it's happening?
I don't, but I do agree that it was a well liked and I think sold very well for me. Yes.
Okay.
Don't know why.
Do you think there could be any correlation to Lost Origin? It was a very top-heavy set, Giratina, which had a very, like, abstract artwork alt art, which I think Darkrai does too, in the sense that it's Darkrai, but you, like, see the eye in the picture. It like there's been like the comparisons there of like that abstract art. It's a unique thing. It's a top heavy set, but
Mm,
people like Giratina started really low and then just skyrocketed to being one of the absolute best alt arts to the point that it like made Lost Origin like a relevant set when really it wasn't prior to that. Um
Yeah.
and like I feel like this is kind of the same thing. Like people heard it was a Darkrai set, it was like, okay, whatever. And then it was like, whoa, look at this alternate art or this SIR that has this hidden eye in it when you see it. And like people appreciate like things like that. And that was all people needed as a narrative to run like this is gonna be, yep, this is it. That's it. Yep. Go
I
with it.
kind of see it
Whereas like
more like
Greninja doesn't really have
it's.
that.
I kind of see it more like it's like at least because it's the same artist. Well, it's not the same artist. It's Shinji versus versus Igawa. But it reminds me of how like people ran up Paldea Evolved after the Magikarp. Like people were
Sure.
like, "Oh shit, there's a Gyarados in this," and like, "Oh,
Great,
like."
great
Or like the
comparison.
Seismitoad, like there's certain
Mhm.
sets that just run after like the people take it, or whatever.
After
But
people
yeah,
decide that there's a
that they like
narrative
it.
they
Yeah,
wanna push, which is like the art world in general, right? Like,
sure.
there's a commercial right now that, there's like a it's like this investing commercial, but it's about this, like, woman, and, like, she's like a cartoon character, and she's like, whatever, but anyways, the commercial, she asks questions as she gets older, and one of them is like, "Is the art more important or is the artist?" And it's like,
Mm.
that is a
Mm,
great question. That's thought provoking because the
yeah.
reality is, in my opinion, it's the artist, right? And it's the narrative around the artist, right? We a lot of times it's not the art pieces that get propped up. It's a community comes together and decides this artist is worth propping up, and then
Sure.
whatever they make is valuable.
The Shinji effect. Yes, 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 as we've
Sure.
seen.
And I think that applies to Pokemon too,
Yeah, I
right?
think we always talked about, wow, why don't people care more about the artists? And I feel like now it feels like, people always like Yukamori, right? And they've always liked that kind of
Sure.
stuff. But I think now we've had such a more broad scope of, I think, on the art in general, since SARs and stuff as like that have come about. People are able to appreciate the art more, and you know, artists that stand out or more uh, recognizable, I guess, just from like their style alone. I think that helps out a lot when people go and move forward to like, hey, I want to make a binder of all of these stuff, like because Kamiya is like the only one that's actually had like any sort of following. Yeah,
Stands for
sure,
years. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's only till now, or that we actually saw that. I think more widespread.
I think the prices of stuff are what kind of brought that on too. It's like people are looking for other ways to collect, and when everything gets unattainable or like perceivably unattainable, um, they go back to the comfort, like the cheap stuff, like the
Yeah.
bulky cards that are, you know, you can pick up for no money basically, you
I think
know.
Son of Merc has a point here too. Like people like how like the edgier, like darker kind of art kind
Sure.
of bucks the
Sure.
trend for Pokemon. I think that's a great point.
Yeah, definitely for Pokemon, it is something out of the ordinary. Which I agree with you. I think it helps. You know, I was thinking about what you're saying about like art and propping up artists and things like that, and like Pokemon like prioritizing it more. And we have seen that. Like if you think back, outside of Art Academy, for years, a lot of the top profile cards went to the same people. Arita, Yukamori always had a few clay cards, even if maybe they weren't the highest cards.
Sure.
But a lot of it went to like Five Ban or Planetera or whatever, Planeta or whatever it's
Yeah.
called.
Yeah,
Not that there's anything wrong. I think they've made some great art too. In fact,
I
one of my
think.
favorite arts is a Five Ban art in the game. But
That's
it's
crazy.
it's almost like they got to the point where they saw how popular these art competitions were getting. Where it's like, man, what if we just incorporate that in? And I think they were kind of pushed in this direction too. Many other TCGs
I
started
agree.
incorporating
Yeah,
wider varieties of art, which kind of forced their hand on like, all right, we got to maybe spend a little more on our art budget here. because it does cost more, right? It surely costs more to produce some of this art as opposed to like static full art in front of pink background is probably significantly cheaper to contract than
Yeah.
Yeah.
create me this card that we can turn into a playmat that is a, you know, massive piece.
Or like I'm
Um,
sure Arita, for example, probably is
His
a little
hourly is a
easier-
little higher.
Yeah.
yeah, he's probably
Sure.
a little better to double dip on somebody like that than get somebody that's new and
Well, and we've seen him find creative ways, like, you know, in the art process. I had saw Peak ask a question about MetaZoo, which we'll get to eventually, Peak. But you know, one of the things that you can do in art, like that I learned, right, was these multi-piece cards, because you'll contract that as one giant piece and then you chop it up into the parameters. And so when you know, when you send an artist a template, doesn't mean you necessarily pay them less, you just pay them according to the size. But you'll have them like, hey, here the focal point needs to be here, here, and here. So they'll draw the characters into those focal points so you can get 9 cards out of it, right? If they, because Pokemon does 9.
Right.
Fire Emblem did one time that was like Cypher, the Japanese game, did a 13 piece for their final set, that it was like almost like a banner of all their like top mainline characters, and you could connect all the cards together. It was super cool.
That's pretty sick.
But that was one piece, right, that they contracted to one artist and then they chopped it up. Now obviously you can get real creative where you start to do like multi-part cards but with multiple artists, and you either have the artists collaborate together and like one finishes half.
I
the
feel
piece
like
and
they
hands
do
over,
that.
or
They've been doing
and
that
they
recently.
have, and
Yeah.
like we did that, like in MetaZoo, we had a multi-part card because we had 2 artists that were friends, and they're like, hey, could we work on a card together? I'm like, hey, that's sweet, like that'd be fun.
For sure. Yeah.
And I'm sure Pokemon has way more flexibility with, you know, doing things like that, but yeah, they've definitely put more emphasis on the art, the artists, the, you know, featuring, like the art competitions now are so much bigger, and they have voting and multi-round and all kinds of stuff. It's not just like an arbitrary, all right, well, we picked 10 and these ones are getting cards and everyone else, thanks for entering, you know,
I
like,
think also
Yeah.
it's like a lot of people, you can follow them on Instagram. You can find like Hyogunsuke on Instagram, and like he has a whole series of like crazy like sleeping Pokemon artwork that is really
Sure.
cool. And like you can go follow Kazuki and see all the stuff that they post. And like Harada, she doesn't really post a ton, but you know, Arita is not either, but like they'll post things all the time. And
Sure.
you can actually, you know, that's one way that people can actually connect with the artists that they couldn't before also, you know. So like they weren't real people back when we just like got them as kids, right? Like I didn't think about that.
Sure. Well,
So
and I think collecting is such a bigger part now of
mhm.
the hobby, right? The game used to dictate the playability, the box value, the singles value, everything for years and years and years, until like it was around like probably XY to Sun and Moon when it started to transition, and then Sword and Shields when it, you know, COVID and everything's when it took off, to where now that the thesis of set building is different. Like when you are brewing behind the scenes, how are we going to construct this set? What are the pull ratios going to be? What are the blah blah blah, like all this stuff? What art are we going to do? You're thinking about who's buying the product, and that has changed, right? And so now that that's changed, how you build it has to change. And that, I think that's one of the things that like a lot of game studios, the ones that have figured that out and adapted quickly, have survived and thrived. Bandai being a great example with like
Sure.
One Piece, and probably Naruto coming up, which is also something we should talk about. And you've seen other studios that were slow to adopt things like that, like Yu-Gi-Oh, which a lot of people would argue, at least prior to them doing the over rares and the serialized cards, was in one of the biggest slumps they've been in a long time. And now they're like
Boring.
finding their way out of that.
Yeah,
So
so bad. Like it was so just
because it's just everything that came out, it's well, we've seen it before,
feels the
right?
same.
And like
Yeah,
you
it's all the
can,
same stuff. Yeah.
and so now at least they're doing something, something different. But
Yeah.
so yeah,
Do you think
anyways,
do you think they look
go
at the
ahead.
cards that are like unique like that and maybe like I always say like Cosmic Eclipse is like their test for like art rares or character rares, right? Like, you know, because that's like the first time they actually did that.
First
And they're
illustration
like,
rares,
oh shit, people
basically.
actually like these. Wow, that's crazy. And do you think they look back and they're like, oh wow, this random common is $15 from 10 years ago. Oh, is this because it's a Kamiya? Do you think they actually like they recognize that people actually care about different art styles, or unique art or different looking art, or is it just like we got lucky?
Yeah, I was giving Thrifty a chance to answer
I
because
don't
I
know.
saw somebody else comment that I was ADHD, so I didn't want to like
I
immediately answer and like cut Thrifty out again.
I
So.
actually don't know. Like that's something
I
that's
absolutely think they do. I think they have to look at it
it's market
through.
research, so they should
Yeah, I think they
be
have to
doing
look at it
something
through a
like
unique
that.
lens. Like any product developer, any art director, any um first of all, any studio that says that they're not looking at market value is crazy. Like that, if you're not, I would be like, I
Terrified.
would question that you're not using all the tools available to you because market value is a clear indicator of what people are willing to spend their money on. And so therefore it tells you what people like, right? And so I venture to guess that all of these companies look at market value,
But they
but
also still have favorites. Like they have MIDI favorites like so hard. Like
But well, and the reason I bring up market value is because Mason's question of like, oh, this $15 common. Well, one of the questions you have to ask is it a Pokemon that's popular, right? Is it like a Jolteon or a Gengar or a whatever, right? Because that could dictate. But let's say it's not, right? Let's say it's just some like random Pokemon, whatever, but people like the art. That's one where then you start asking that question of like, that's an anomaly. Why?
sure.
Is it the artist? Like a good example of that would be Yukamori, right? For years, people collected Yukamori cards. Now, obviously, if you had Yukamori of popular Pokemon, that was even crazier, right? Delta
Yeah.
species dittos are
The
like
dittos,
insane
yeah.
value. But if you have but even outside of that, right, they would collect those. And we've seen that over time to where that clearly signals like, man, something we did there people liked, whether it was the artist or the art style, at which point you take all of the different variables it could be, throw those darts, pump out some hollow rares with them, pump out, especially with how big now they're not, the sets are getting smaller, but for a while, how big those sets were, you had a few slots to play around with. And if you're not sure what it is, right, take the art style, throw it on a popular Pokemon and a not popular Pokemon. See if they both hit, right? If only one hits,
Sure.
it was probably not the art style and it's probably just Pokemon. If they both hit, it's like, okay, clearly the art style is like the thing, right?
In
And
Pitch
I think
Black,
Darkrai is a great example of that.
yeah, in Pitch Black, there's a Mankey that is Yukamori,
Nice.
and there's a Welmer that's the knitted style,
Oh, the Ito one.
and
Nice.
they were all like, "Yeah, I told you to keep the bulk, but can I get those?" So like,
That's
yes,
cool.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's interesting to see how we've shifted that, even just like the commons and uncommons, because I don't know, I feel like Pokemon's lifted their super stern take on, yes, this is how a Mankey looks like. It cannot be drawn any other way. You know, I
Yeah.
think they've really softened up on that, and I think it's helped out.
I
It's
think
helped,
they're
feels better, and allows artists to like have their own interpretations of
express
things.
themselves more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah,
They're not putting people in this like tight brand guidelines box. I think they do still on most of their products
for sure.
outside of the
For sure.
TCG.
I mean, even in the TCG, they do as well, I'm sure. But
Yeah. And but in fact, it was really interesting. There was a website called like Insert Bid, I think it was, or something. It's like this auction website for kiosks and stuff. They had, maybe I'm getting the website wrong, but I think it was them that had one of the brand guideline books for Pokemon from WotC days that they auctioned off or something. And it like, they showed pages from it. And like, I mean, we're talking down to like the RG, like the red, blue, green color values that you had to use, and like, I mean, like in depth, right? So you don't get anything wrong. And I can imagine, right? If you have a global brand the size of Pokemon, you want to control everything. And we know this is true because when Stern, the pinball company, announced the pinball machine, and they even had people come in, like influencers come in and play it, and they already had the trailer out there and were selling it, and distributors were taking orders, those machines still popped up with a pending licensor approval message on it, meaning Pokemon, even at that point, that deep in the process, could still come in and say, we don't like that, it needs changed. Right? Even though the machines are made, the logos are printed, the side art's on, whatever. If Pokemon says you're
That's
not shipping
actually
one of those out the
crazy.
door, you're probably not shipping one of those out the door. Right.
It's
And so
nuts.
I would assume that they're kind of the end arbiter. But back to
Oh,
your point, I
they're
think that absolutely, when you look at the TCG, compare any set from 2010 to 2015 to today, and you will just see a massive disparity in art and how far they let their artists run and be creative. Now, is that process arduous? Do they probably get a lot of pieces back where they're like, no, or rein it in, or we can't have this, or a lot of revisions? I suspect so. Which is probably why then you get comfortable working with artists again, because they start to learn where those lines are, right? That's like, I remember
the
when I
best
was at
artists are
Metas.
just prompt takers, right? Like they're just human prompt
Yeah,
takers.
so one of the things that I would do at MetaZoo a lot of times is come up with the artist prompts, like for the pieces. Like, here's what we want to be done in it. Then one of the art directors would take it, and they made a lot of these too, but the art directors would take it and they would mold it into like a way that makes more sense for an
More
artist and isn't just like the
stylized.
crap in my head.
Sure.
And then the artist would take it and send it back. They would review it. Then I would review it. Like, we would have this like iteration process. And you would eventually get to the point, especially with some artists, where like you could hand them a thing and it's just going to come out immediately exactly what you want, right? And you knew that there were other artists that you would start to learn, like, if we give them this thing, they're going to nail it. If we give them this other thing, it's going to be a back and forth revision process, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? Because sometimes you push artists, then you realize like, wow, they do animals better than I ever thought they could, but it was a process. And obviously, the tighter timelines you're on, the more you want that process to not be a process. And so you kind
the
of
less back and forth you actually want on that.
Yeah. And so, with the runway Pokemon has, I'm sure they have a lot of art banked where they can use as common and uncommon fillers and stuff like that they need to in the sets, because they have to have so much in the pipeline so far ahead. But obviously,
how like far in advance, like how long they could go without contracting more art from like right now.
Like if we're not doing any more art right now, like how many sets could they make?
How many sets could they actually make? That'd be weird. I don't know why my brain goes there, but
I mean, probably a couple. I would assume, like, I mean, if they hit a threshold where it's like we're willing to use art we've rejected in the past, probably forever. That's probably yeah. But if not, I assume they're probably not doing like more than 3 or 4 sets in advance. So I assume that like if they just Valve shut off, they would. I mean,
think about the 30th anniversary with all these Pikachus, like all those guys that, hey, draw me a Pikachu. They probably they don't know why. They're just like, hey, you draw a Pikachu. Draw me a Pikachu. You draw Pikachu. You draw Pikachu. They just tell it to everybody.
Oh yeah.
I like it because it's a lot of the old artists. They didn't incorporate a lot of the old artists into the actual main set, which I think was an interesting choice. And then the old artist got the Pikas, which I actually haven't seen the whole set yet, but like at least from what I've seen, it's
we'll see. I mean, but
I mean, obviously that could be the timeline thing, right? If you're on a crunch and those need to be home runs, right? You need those Pikachus to hit because there's one in every pack. Give them to your people that are going to knock it out of the park every time, right? Like that might just be a strategic thing.
Again, this is probably them like, hey, these are respected, well-liked, do well artists. Let's make a 30 card set with these guys that people are going to want their cards from. Yeah.
Well, and also it's a benefit to the artist, right? Hey, we're doing this celebration set. You've done all this great art with us. We want you to have one of these featured cards in the set,
special
right?
Slot.
The artist, like obviously I can't.
That's an honor, bro. Straight up.
I can't speak on Pokemon artists, but I can tell you from MetaZoo, those artists took just as much joy in like getting assigned a cool piece. So like we thought all the pieces were cool, but like getting assigned like a premium piece or an ultra rare or something like that. It is any of us did seeing it, or the fans or whatever, they loved it, you
do us a Mothman this set.
Yeah, and like, oh dude, yeah. That's and like, you want to give everybody a chance to like do the thing, right? But you only have so many spots. And so I'm sure everyone wants to do one of the best cards in the 30th anniversary set, one of the biggest sets they're ever going to release, and not everyone can, right? That's just a reality. And so they have to then figure out how to divvy that up, and I'm sure that's not an easy task, right? And I'm sure each of their art directors has their private favorites.
That's some Rosemary's Baby shit right there, dude. I'm just saying, like, oh, kill me. I would not be good at that job.
Yeah, it's well, and that's where like, having somebody that can kind of like almost arbiter over the group, because like for example, I knew like the art directors tried to be as unbiased as possible, but you're obviously going to lean towards certain people or because you just like their art style or you like whatever. Having somebody that can like almost know what those people's tendencies tend to be and kind of like lean them away from that of like, all right, well, we can't give this person another alternate art because they've had an alternate art in every set we've done so far. You know what I mean? Like, and there are these other artists that haven't that could also do one, that type of thing.
I don't know.
So-
Igao has been getting a lot of
I
videos
know.
and
Well, and
he's getting
there's
a lot of
always
Let
gonna
work.
be that
Igawa
balance,
cook,
too.
dude.
Because you
I
don't want to
agree.
shut your favorites out where people want your favorites, right?
Yeah.
And then there's also a price component because some of these artists cost more than others, right? You don't necessarily want to spend, let's say it was $3,000 for a premium piece from Igawa, right? And your baseline artist, your starting like first timer artist, they get paid $1,000. Let's just say I'm just making up numbers. You don't want to pay $3,000 for a common that you could have paid $1,000 for because I guarantee, even though it's Pokemon, everyone's like, well, they have unlimited money. I guarantee they still have budgets for a set. Like your set has to cost within this amount, right? And so it's one of those things where like you're also juggling like we have this much money and this many cards we have to make. And then you're going to be halfway through and think you've got your budget all tailored, and then they're going to be oh, also we need 10 more promos and you get no more money. So that is a reality. Like, that's how studios work.
It's
And
okay. They'll just throw a stamp on it and put it in a box.
well,
anyway.
and
It doesn't matter.
sometimes that is the solution, right?
Yeah.
Like pick a card that's going to be just the card we beat to death. Vivid Voltage Charizard. We're going to crack dice it in the theme deck. We're going to slap a stamp on it. We'll do a non-hollow 3-pack blister version. We'll do a McDonald's promo version. We'll do whatever.
in
And
the
like,
play
it's going to be a
packs,
card
yeah.
that people don't care about. Fans can get it. They'll be happy because it's a Charizard. Collectors aren't going to want it, and investors aren't going to want it because it's not super expensive, at least not for 15 years. And then they'll act like they loved it. And then that's how it'll be, right? And you pick that one or those few and you just beat them to death. And that's why, because then you can work around things like budget constraints or random needs by the company or whatever. Because sometimes you don't have all those things planned out, right? And then all of a sudden it's, oh, we did. I mean, Pokemon probably doesn't have this issue, but like, oh, we did get a spot at this event. We need a promo for it. Well, we don't have a 30-day runway to get another piece of art, but we can make a stamp. We can do this X, Y, and Z thing. And you see this with all kinds of TCGs all the time. And Pokemon created the blueprint for this. And so yeah, you can pick a new foil. You don't have to make a new piece of art.
Just throw
and
a
people
stamp on it.
appreciate it.
What do you
So-
think? Did you see where the classic collection, they all have gold borders?
I saw people talk. Okay, so I'm not catching up. I saw people talking about how the Magic Carp has a gold border, so I assume that means all of the classic
They all
cards do.
They all do.
Is it? When I saw it's a flat image, so obviously it's not going to look as cool as it will in person. It almost looked like the Fruit Roll-Up Meowth. Is it that gold kind of gold, or
it
is
is
it more
not like the
gold like a
classic-
gold card?
It is not like the classic, yellow border for sure.
Okay. So is it more like a gold secret rare, like a Greninja Mega Greninja EX, the gold one?
Yeah, kind of feels like that.
Okay, that's cool. What's wrong with that?
It just
well,
makes
just-
shit look weird.
Or like, hey, we were really excited to maybe get the legend halves in silver instead of gold, and now they're gold.
Okay,
I was
first of
looking-
all, did
I
anyone
had
really
thoughts.
give a shit about Darkrai and Cresselia Legend? Like,
Okay.
are we actually kidding ourselves with this?
Okay. An
I-
E Series gold
I
border.
care.
is
I
weird.
cared.
Okay, here's what I would tell you. I think that it does not matter. People will still like it. They will still buy
I
it. They
know
will still
that.
enjoy it. People haven't even seen these in person. They're already making judgments. I remember when everyone said, "Oh my god, going to gray, silver, whatever you want to call them, borders from yellow is
I
an
know. That was
atrocity.
such a
Pokemon's always been yellow." Now nobody would go back. Nobody.
No.
And
Nope.
I like that they are differentiating them beyond a
Sure.
stamp. I think that is fun. It's a new, fresh take. And honestly, why not gold? Everything has fucking silver borders. Everything. Every full art, every SIR, everything. Why not
Sure.
a little bit of gold for once? Hell yeah.
He's bougie. He's the bougie one. He likes the
Yeah,
little-
why not?
likes
Do
a little
something a little
bling.
different. Try it out there.
you-
They
have
gotta
you
know
seen
if
the-
people will like it or not for when they make the full gold 24 karat set for the 50th.
Jesus.
Did you see the ETB booklet leak?
I did, except also okay. I saw the leak minus. Then I saw later another page of the 30th cards. That's where I saw the gold thing. I didn't know if that was real, but it sounds like now it is. But you're talking about where it had like a Gengar and a
It had
all that.
It had all the
Sylveon,
classic
Sylveon.
collection, and some of the classic collection, and then it had like the rest of the just regular.
Yeah, I did see, and I think
And the
those
Pikachus
are
are-
sick.
They're
Yup.
good. It's crazy.
Talking
and the
about
Pikachus
art.
I
are shown off too. So there's Pikachus as well.
and to tie this back in, because we never really got off Perfect Order and Chaos Rising, we just kind of like trailed into all this.
Yeah, I know, but we're like 50 minutes in. And we gotta.
No, that's fine. I
Keep moving a little
actually think that also is contributing to their lull in price, like beyond the
Sure.
reprint, and like because there's also been Ascended, right? So we can pivot this to just prices dropping in general. There's been a lot of like negative influencer narrative, like markets crashing, prices are going
Yep.
down, like even on these sets that haven't gotten big reprints. Although Ascended, I think, is only dropping because their Ascended bundles did get another wave because I got some and
Yeah.
I never get any. So if I get some like on reprint waves, then everybody got some.
There's
And
also a
so-
Costco thing coming out. It's out in Canada. And it's like got 18, 15, 16 packs. I don't know what it is.
Sure.
So,
And
like,
so some of, but like we're in the summer, but also people right now are holding their money back for the 30th because we're
I
only
literally-
2 months
yeah.
out. And at this point now, people are starting the pre-orders with GameStop and they're starting to try to scrounge, like their focus is there. And it's not on these other things. Doesn't mean these other things aren't desirable. Doesn't mean that they won't go back up in value over time.
Yeah.
I think most of them will. It just means that right now,
So
all the
buy
focus
Chaos
is on
Rising booster boxes at 201, and is that what we're
which
saying?
I think are a great steal. But I think right now everything is on, like the focus is
Oh.
on the 30th. And I think that just exacerbated it. Like that, I think everyone already thought this was good. Like this set was going to be good. And then a lot of the promos people were really excited about got
Yeah.
put into UPCs and ETB and all that. So then people were kind of like, well, maybe it's just gonna be the classic collection stuff again, like kind of like the first one. And then this booklet came out, and it's
It
like,
blows-
actually,
it's like Crown Zenith
better.
meets Celebrations. Like,
Yeah,
what the
it's
fuck
better.
are we
And now
doing,
people are
dude?
just like the FOMO that people like. There's no rational like telling people, hey,
Oh, I hadn't seen all the
just take a
Pikas.
deep breath. You'll have a chance to get it. Don't pay the $40 a pack or whatever people are going to charge on the first day. I don't think any of that matters. I don't think people are going to listen. I think they're just
Oh,
gonna
it's
buy
gonna
it.
be a free for all, dude. I got 2 Pokemon Center UPCs today, or ETBs today.
Nice.
Oh, that makes me so mad. That makes me so mad.
Sorry.
I didn't even know they're doing it. Why?
I
Why are you
What I
mad?
said, I was like, oh, they're going to emails. I don't even have to worry about them going live because they're going to send out
Oopsies.
emails to people.
My
No, they
fault.
didn't. They ditched that already. So it was just a free for all again.
Yeah, I went in at 12:30. It went up at 10:30 though, a.m. my time central, I think, ish. And then I got in, I woke up late, woke up a little late, vibing.
Surprise.
Crazy. And then I just go, I'll try. Like I was gonna watch the World Cup game. I have it on my computer next to my YouTube pulled up, and right before the game started. Thank God, because otherwise I would have been hella depressed if my team lost and I didn't get PC ETBs.
But see, you didn't have a bot, you didn't have anything, you just
No.
randomly show up, you're able to get one. That's a
I
good
just
sign.
waited 2 hours, and like I heard a lot of people in our Discord and Nick's Discord, like got the errors and stuff, and that sucks. But like,
Happens.
you
But
just
you
gotta
got it.
like give it
So
a
Mason,
try.
why are you mad? You didn't show up to try just because the email
He
thing?
tried probably.
Because the past sets they sent out emails and they said, hey, we're going to do email, and that's how you get your slot.
Code.
Is you're going to get it assigned to your account, and you're allowed to buy it. You're allowed to. So
you didn't get
and
an
now it
email.
was a free for all. Also, there's 11 celebration or 11 30th anniversary packs in this box.
11. Let's go. I thought it was gonna. I'm annoyed because it was 15, or no, it was 10 celebrations and 5 random packs in the last one.
Stefan, I don't know if it's Stefan or Steven, but heard that there were 4 million ETBs dropped today.
Hell yeah, that's not enough. Doesn't matter.
4
Hey, Squeaks, doesn't fucking matter. They sold out in less than 8 hours.
No, I know. I'm just that's a lot.
Less
Yeah.
than 8 hours. They sold out in like
That's a lot of ETBs. That would
hours.
explain why we didn't get more Phantasmal or Destined Rivals or anything, because it went like Perfect Order, Chaos Rising, and then they're just pumping these 30s. 4 million ETBs is a lot of ETBs. And that's not all of them, right? Because you're gonna have your distributor ETBs, you're gonna have your big box store ETBs, you're gonna have like, I bet there's Steven. Okay, nice. But yeah, you're gonna have all kinds of dude. There's first of all, there's like a billion.
There's so
SKUs.
many products for this. It's
There's
insane.
so many products. Like
Yeah.
I have a feeling I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna get my allocation message. You've been allocated your stuff because you don't do orders anymore. They just tell you what you get, and I'm gonna get like one of everything. Like one case, probably like
One
not
case,
just one.
yeah.
Although UPCs very well could just be one.
One of each.
But
I don't know,
other
it's weird.
than that,
they've been most distros has them as cases, which is kind of weird.
Oh, okay.
oh, the UPCs. Well,
Yeah,
probably
it's weird.
because it's probably a 2 and 2 thing. Like, do you remember when XY Evolutions came out and they did the ETB cases of the Charizard and Blastoise ETBs in the
Blastoise, oh
same
God.
case?
Yeah.
And it was weird because they must have made an error on printing because you got 6 Charizards and 4 Blastoise in every case. It was not an
Hell
even
yeah.
number.
Weird.
Like in the world, there were 20% more or whatever. I guess it would actually be 60 versus 40, so it'd be 33% more Charizards than there were Blastoise of those printed of Megas. But for the ETBs, not single cards. But anyways, my point is they're probably going to be in the same case. So it'll be 2 and 2 of each in a case of 4. I assume the cases will be the same. The boxes will be the same size as either the EV1 or the
SPCs.
151. Yeah. Yeah, that product is going to be impossible. Like just straight up, because everyone already knows it. Like there's no mystery to it. It is the most desirable product of all of them. It has a guaranteed classic collection pack, which I want to talk to you guys about too, which we haven't seen in any of the other products. It is the most desirable product possibly that Pokemon has ever made. Ever.
Yeah. People were bitching about the price in chat the other night in my chat.
What's the
and I was like,
MSRP on it? 180?
180, yeah. And I was just like, guys, the packs are it's 30 packs plus a god pack, like basically a mini god pack. What do you think that's worth? Like, yeah,
When you say mini god pack, isn't it just one card in it?
No, I think it's 3.
Oh.
So like
yeah.
the fact of the matter is, it's like the pack value itself is going to be $300 min on just regular packs, and then whatever people are valuing the little special pack at. So like these are not going to be under 400. Like, I'm sorry, that sucks, but like
they're not going to be under 400 because your Celebration, like if people remember, Celebrations on release was 400.
was 400 though.
I
was trying to compare it to something,
and then
you know
they
what I
went to
mean?
400,
Like,
then they dropped to 3, and then they went back to
Right.
4. But those things sat in the 3 to 400 range forever. They were never below $300 ever.
right.
Ever. If anyone
So-
tells you that, they bought them from a distributor or they're lying to you, because that product was
Nobody was able to get that.
never-
Yeah.
because I waited for that thing to be 250 and checked everywhere because I was going to buy as many as I could find. Never went there ever. And so these ones, anyone that expected these to be different, when I think most people think these are significantly better.
I was just saying, like,
I don't think
most
that's a realistic
UPCs
expectation.
Like most UPCs except for Celebrations basically have been readily available though. Like I would say that technically.
But this is Celebrations, right? This
yeah,
is
but
an anniversary. The hobby is bigger than ever.
They
The box
know.
is better than ever. It contains more contents than ever. The MSRP is higher than ever. Why would the box itself
If
not
the
cost
dummies know, then Pokemon knows this too, though. Squeaks.
Sure,
Like,
but I'm just saying, why would anyone's expectation be, oh, it'll be worth less than Celebrations when everything about it is bigger and better?
well, it technically had. Well, what was Celebrations?
Metal Charizard.
Was Celebrations also 130 on MSRP for MS?
I don't know.
Because like I don't remember.
Mason's already
but-
typing, so I'll just let him do it. But yeah, or he's responding to chat. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
But no, I don't think that was ever a realistic expectation. Now, should it be? Should people be able to get them for 180? Totally different conversation. But the
Yes,
conversation of them being
obviously.
able to be like, will they be 400 or less? Probably not. If they are, that would blow my mind.
Yeah.
Great for the hobby, but I don't think it's gonna
I
happen.
would love to. I
I
would
think
love it to
I
be
think they will be
cheaper, but
600 bucks a piece, 1,000 for a set is what I suspect the 24 hours after launch of them will be.
mhm.
That is my guess.
Also, just 600 is not even enough. The God Pack itself, like the little 3-pack.
There's some duds that you could
Yeah,
hit
we
on.
did our Nightmare Blunt rotation of cards for that. What would your 3 be?
Nightmare Blunt
Yeah,
rotation.
of
What
like
does that
cards that
even
the
mean?
3 cards in there that you would not
You
wanna
would
hit
the
the
worst pack
least.
Oh, that
for you
you
to
not
hit.
because a blunt, you hit a blunt.
Yeah.
Is that
Like,
okay?
no, you don't wanna be hitting okay, anyways, you don't wanna be
Okay.
smoking okay, hanging out.
So it's a nightmare blunt, and you don't want to hit a nightmare blunt.
No, you just
so
don't wanna hang
Negative.
out with the people that are around you. Who in the
Oh,
pack
I've never
would you not
blunted. I've never smoked a blunt. What
Never
are you talking
blunted.
about?
Somebody clip that. Somebody clip that, please. Oh my god, please.
Chat.
Would
Okay,
you
what's
hang
your
out with me?
Yeah, yeah. when you-
God, I couldn't even imagine.
Okay.
I couldn't.
I'm
If you're like
I
this
actually would be
normally,
scared.
Yeah,
God,
that'd
that'd
be
be
weird.
crazy.
Anyways, so what's your
What
nightmare
are your
3?
3 cards that you don't want to hit in the pack?
Dark
Okay?
Ride top, Dark Ride bottom. What other shit card was in there? I don't know.
All right.
No, those
Cool.
probably aren't my worst 3, but they're definitely up there.
Yeah, actually, just pick,
Yeah, hold on. Let me
grab the
look them
set,
up.
mate. This is our podcast.
No, you guys keep chatting. I'll look them up and I'll tell you what my
This is
nightmare
the lame
blunt
shit we were talking about.
rotation is.
Yeah, this is what we did when we were by ourselves. We were just
It was
No,
really
this is
sad.
dope. I think this is fun.
We could talk about Premier card grading while you're looking at it.
Oh God, don't.
won't
Okay,
take very
okay.
long.
What is that?
I
Oh,
have
is that
that's Rudy's bullshit. Yeah,
Yeah, Alpha Investments thing.
Okay.
It's fine.
Listen, it's fine, but the problem is like, okay, his siege
The
on
results are in.
PSA is not working, is what I'm trying to say. The first wave of the cards are all coming back, basically, like in the last like couple of weeks,
I
probably.
thought people have already had cards back.
Well, they
from it. Hasn't
have,
that been
but,
open
like,
for years.
Yes, but like the current surge that's happening technically of like the amount of cards that they're supposedly getting is getting hot, is like doing well. But the problem is none of the cards are selling over raw value. So if you're
Because
looking,
it's not PSA.
yeah,
What are we
but
talking about?
listen, here's the
this
thing.
is AGS grading. This is all of them
The thing
that aren't PSA or BGS or
you were
CGC.
just talking about the influencers talking shit about the market. I'm talking about the influencers wrecking people with these codes that they're all getting to shill to their audiences from Rudy. And now they've all spent $20 per card to grade cards that they literally could have just sold and gotten more in the raw value of
But
them.
maybe
I'm
they
just
just
saying.
want them in a slab and can't grade with PSA right now, and not everything's about money.
The people that are using this service are not collectors, respectfully. They are all flippers. Okay.
Well,
Thank
if
you.
they're a flipper and they have not done their market research to know that they are getting flipped into oblivion by the influencers they're watching, then good riddance,
Another
'cause you
thing
weren't gonna
is-
last in the hobby anyways.
Another thing is like okay, I'm just so it's infuriating because like I don't know. I know people want to support your favorite content creator, but like Rudy is a fucking bazillionaire. Like he doesn't need your $20. I don't like.
Do you not think
why are
that
you
he could
throwing away
actually
your
just
money?
be trying to make a grading company though?
I don't care. It doesn't like it's not viable. Like
Okay, so you don't think anyone should ever try to make a grading company because PSA exists? Like they should just forever be the arbiter and no one should ever try.
I mean, we have options, is what I'm saying. Like right now, we have options. Yes,
So
you can try it.
You think
But
there's a thing is too many options? So, like for example, there's a lot of options of chips. When you go in the chip aisle, there's like 30 companies that make
Mhm,
chips.
mhm,
Should
mhm.
nobody make chips anymore
except
because there's
Lay's, because
already
they have a
enough
banging
options for
commercial.
chips?
Okay. No, I'm not saying that.
You
I'm
know what I
just saying
mean? Like,
it's just like okay, I don't mean to like dog on DJ, but he's like I want to support Rudy, so I'm sending him a sub. Dan said the same thing. I'm sending
Yeah.
cards to Rudy to support him. I'm like, he doesn't fucking need your
Maybe,
support.
but maybe
He's
they don't mean
already
support him financially. Maybe
like,
they mean like, hey, I'm supporting the venture of a creator that believes the grading system is broken.
like
I'm just playing devil's advocate, right? Maybe they're supporting someone that they say,
he's
hey,
just
this guy
making
believes the
claims.
system's broken and he wants to make a grading company that helps fix the system.
Yeah, well, so did the card economist in his basement. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, shit.
fuck, dude. I
Did he
don't
actually?
yes, actually.
Interesting. I knew that there was a company that graded
I
out of their basement. I didn't know it was
just
him though.
can't.
Are you sure?
I'm just like brothers in cards. Just it's don't waste your money on this shit. Like like, I don't know. There are use cases for all the grading companies that we use. Like this there is no use case for this unless you just want your cards in plastic. If that is the case, fine. And you don't want to wait a year, 6 months, whatever it is, fine. But like the people that are utilizing the service or even intending to or listening to the people that are trying this out, they're not collectors. They're all just a bunch of flippers. Like and that's like
Then
fine.
why
That's so
why are you
fine.
so worried about them
But
losing their asses?
it's just like okay, I don't want to see people with small businesses, like small amounts of capital being like, "Oh, well, I can't grade with
Whoa,
this
are we
company and I can't
conflating
grade with
small
this."
business with Flipper now? What?
I'm saying like the people that have businesses of my size, like if I did this, I've done this with Fanatics. I literally sent cards to Fanatics to have them grade for me and auction off, and I got my ass kicked. The cards did not sell for even raw value, and I paid whatever the price of grading was. So then I stopped using that service. I'm just saying, like, don't do it to yourself, is all I mean. Like, why let some other schmuck do that first and get the market going on this
But
stuff
no
if you really
grading
care?
company can ever be
Like,
successful if everyone waits for somebody else to use it first. So do you just want PSA to just forever be the
yes.
arbiter and there's no competition ever?
Fuck it, dude. At this point, like I don't have another option. It's
I mean, I'm just
there
saying,
are
like,
other
I'm sure there were
options
people
though,
that told
but
Logan, like, hey, don't become a founder of
I'm also
Prime
being
because
facetious
Gatorade
there
and
again.
Powerade already exist, and nobody will ever be able to make a hydration drink that will compete with those two.
I
And then they
mean,
made a multi-billion-dollar company. Now I think their revenue's down to like 300 million a year now, but still, like, just 300 million a year.
I'm just saying,
Um,
don't waste your money on that shit. Like
I,
just
I
put it in the
get I get
backlog at
what you're
CGC.
saying.
Just
If
put it in
your
the
goal
backlog.
is to make money and flip, be cautious, right? But
Yeah.
if your goal is, I just want to slap some cards I like, and I'm not partial to the grading company per se, that I trust that Rudy and his team would hire graders that can appropriately assess the condition of a card, which I do not think is a gate kept skill that only PSA has. Um, then maybe send a few cards out. Like that's what they want. Like I think that's more what you're trying to say is like if your goal is to just financially gain, you're probably going to lose initially because this is not a first mover advantage situation. This is usually a guinea pig situation. Is that what
Sure.
yeah.
And like that's the thing. That's the problem. Is like with CGC, it wasn't when you first sent to CGC, Squeaks, you were literally one of the first proponents of it. Like
Sure.
they already had a presence. They already had like, some level of, reputability or whatever.
Why is
So
that? Why did they already have a level of reputability?
because they've been around grading comics and other things, like,
Okay. So
you know.
now my question to you, I baited you into this. My
Sure.
question to you
Thank you for
is
baiting me. It's fine.
so
I'll
when a
get
company
baited.
comes out then and says, "We're gonna grade this new thing, like VHS tapes or
Sure.
CDs or whatever," that then you guys also shit on them for,
I
how do you
didn't.
get a
I
company that
wouldn't.
has reputability so then you can enter these spaces and be a reputable experience company if you're not allowed to make a company to compete against the existing
Listen,
ones, but you're also not allowed to make a company that grades new things because you're just a shitty bandwagon jumper. Great, like you know what I mean? Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
I
it's
do. Okay, like I'm trying to think of like how I
to get out
guess
of this. Yeah, no,
I
I get it.
guess
Keep
no,
going.
no, no. Here's the thing is because like I love Ace. I love Randolph's grading company. Like
Okay.
I like the labels. I like that you can pick whether you just get a standard label or you can like
Mhm.
extend the art into another in a better label. It costs a little bit more. It's fine. I think that's a great service. Like the standards are similar. And there's not a ton of options in the
For
UK,
Europe, I
right?
understand.
And
So
Europe. So
it
like, so
provided
it
a
it it, it
unique
fills it fills the niche that exists. But like,
sure.
there, this is just Rudy doing Rudy shit. And
So
like, if you've not followed Rudy for this entire, like, this journey of his, like, he's gonna make that bag, dude. Like, he
well,
doesn't
I
care.
believe that I don't think he actually founded that company, did
Yeah, but
he?
No.
he
I think
bought
somebody else
in.
had founded it, and then he partnered with them and became a founder, right?
He just
Like,
bought in. What are we talking about?
yeah, but you can buy in to become a founder, like buy founder shares or whatever. Like, um, it's I think Timmy, we could, but it doesn't have any content on it anymore. I took it all down. We his name's actually Timmy. I wasn't like making a joke.
Oh, okay.
Timmy McGee.
Timmy's
That
great.
Okay, I
that
see
can't.
that. I
Timmy
Do you
see
think
makes.
that's a real name?
No,
I mean,
I'm gonna
probably
guess
not,
no.
but
That'd be
he's
sweet
great.
if it was though. If you post your photo ID. No, anyways, just kidding. Don't do that. No,
Do not.
I hear where you're coming from. So Thrifty, let me ask you this. I'm gonna hit you with one.
Sure.
How do you feel? What do you feel about AGS grading then?
Oh, that's fucking dog shit.
Because they do
Also dog
provide
shit.
they provide a role of AI grading for the people that are skeptical about human bias, which we know there's a lot of, and there's a lot of people that are frustrated with the human bias. So their argument is we take out the human bias and we use AI. I assume
I
some
also
degree.
I don't like AI grading either. So like,
Okay, but
it's
I'm saying
not.
no. I'm not asking
Are we
you to
talking
like.
about the company itself?
I'm asking about their because your argument is essentially to make a grading
I thought
company.
they were
You need
actually out of business, low key.
No,
AGS,
they're
like,
still grading. Your argument is essentially for somebody to make a grading company, they need to fill some void that
in the
provides the
market.
consumer value they can't get
Sure.
elsewhere, and that they were one of the first, if not the first, that was using AI as like mass scale this
Sure.
summer.
Yeah,
Everything.
yeah.
I believe PSA uses it with Genomit.
Yeah.
I'm sure all the others do now at this point, but like,
Mhm.
but they were the first, was my understanding.
Sure.
Now Tag, I believe, uses AI to some degree.
Mhm.
But like Tag's another example. What do you feel about them? Do you think they have a place?
I mean, based on basically, what am I gonna? How do I put this? Really, it's like people have accepted Tag, and at least
That's a stretch.
some people have accepted Tag.
That's a stretch.
Okay, let me
I think that
rephrase
one's more
that.
fair. I think there's definitely a market that has accepted Tag.
There are people. I won't pay the prices for a Tag card. Like, respectfully, like, I'm not paying a premium on a Tag card compared to a PSA card. Like, that's not going to happen ever in my hobbying. But I've seen that it exists. It happens. So like, if I don't know, it's like a Canadian thing, isn't it? They're like trying to, isn't it a Canadian company? Maybe it's not. I'm tripping. The guy Jesse lives in Canada, so I
I
like
don't know.
associate it with that. But like, that would be interesting if that was like the Canadian solution to the problem, right? And now they're doing another office in like South America. So they are filling niches technically that the other grading companies are not able to fill right now, right? So I think Tag is doing fine. Like, they're doing what they need to do to like establish themselves. But this, he's like, "Oh, we have a gold plate in our label. That's the only upsell, and you can actually grade with us for $20."
So
I'd
Thrifty,
rather do CGC. Like,
I'll be honest. I'm a little surprised with this take because you're a Rudy stan. Normally, you have an
I
Alfred
like
Beckman
Rudy.
shirt.
I
You
like
like
Rudy,
Rudy,
but
and
I
you're
just
pretty anti this, which is
I don't like
interesting.
seeing the homies get their shit kicked in is my problem.
But
Like,
is that his fault that people are sending to Flip?
no, I just know that this I just saw that this was going to happen, and I was like,
But that's not his fault,
yeah,
right?
but he's pumped. I mean, it's technically, it's no, it's not his fault. I'm saying, like,
If you started your own grading company, you would pump it.
sure.
Hey guys, I'm starting this grading company. Please don't submit with me
I
because
mean,
I'm not PSA.
okay.
But if you're gonna
Also,
submit somewhere that's not PSA, I guess I'm here.
would you,
Like,
okay,
you're not
if
gonna
you never
market like
submitted to
that.
CGC, would you have partnered with them?
If I what?
If you were never going to submit to CGC, would you have partnered with them?
No, probably not because I generally only wanted to take partnerships from
That's it.
companies like stood behind, right?
So for those reasons, I would like to take a look at all of our homies that are using his new affiliate code.
But are they
Like,
submitting with him?
even if they do, they're not intending to use it like on a regular
Sure.
basis.
Okay.
It's
So
like,
then
oh, he gave
okay,
me
so
free grading. Fuck
pause.
yeah, let's go.
No, this is
Like,
great. So we got to the root of it. Then your issue is not with Rudy and Rudy making a grading company. It's not even with Rudy giving influencers influencer codes, discounts, freebies, whatever. It's with influencers
You're
being
knowing
willing to take
that you're gonna fuck
money
your audience.
to promote something that
Basically.
they do not stand behind and believe
Yeah,
in.
100%.
Okay,
That.
then to be fair,
Did we get to the
you owe
root of
Rudy
it?
an apology. You owe the grading company an apology.
No, I
You owe,
don't.
because they
Honestly,
didn't do anything. And
no, I
like
don't.
who you are mad at are people that are marketing to their audience
A shitty
products
product.
that
A
they don't
shitty
believe in.
product.
You don't have to
Yes.
say shitty products because you don't know that it's shitty
A
product. You
shitty
haven't used
walk.
the service.
Yes.
Like you might believe it is. Maybe I think it's great. I'm just saying your argument, like the way you win people, the way you make a point
Listen, I'm
is
just
by not
ranting. I don't care if I win people over with this shit. I'm just saying
okay.
I'm
Well, I'm
not
just telling you
like
that the argument that you're making is you're frustrated with influencers that market products to their audience that they themselves would
would
not
never
use or buy.
use. Yeah, 100%
I think
that.
that is a completely valid argument that
So
a
thank
lot
you
of people
for
would stand behind. Whether this grading company falls into that bucket or not, case by case basis. But that argument as a whole, I can meet you there, right? I can meet you there. I also don't like that. Like there was a clothing company one time, um, uh, out of California. What were they called? I have their shirt still. Into the AM, no, something like that.
Definitely was into the AM or something similar.
Yeah, I don't remember what it is, but anyways, I've seen a few other influencers in this space take clothing for them, and I did the sponsorship for them. I just forget the name, but they sent me clothes first. I got to wear them, and then decide if like so
you wanted
I
to take the
wore them a
sponsorship,
bunch, I
right?
washed
Yeah.
them a bunch, like to
Sure.
make sure that like it wasn't cheap, just crappy. Like this is gonna have 3 holes in it the next time I wear it, kind of thing. And honestly, it was some of the most comfortable clothing I ever wore. Now, crazy high prices, right? It was very high. Probably because they don't get bulk discounts like Fruit of the Loom or whatever, right? But it was good enough that I would have bought from it. I actually did end up buying like more boxers from them and stuff. But and to where I did the marketing thing on the stream. But there were others that I turned down. I remember a pack company. This was before any of these like Arena Club or any of these things existed. It was like one of the first
Mhm.
ones that was starting out. They used gems and you ripped packs with gems and you could get the card or you could redeem it. There was no dollar cash out option. I think you could just redeem it for credit. And or for more gems. So essentially you could only go back into
That's
Lotto
like some
again.
in-game currency shit. I
But this
like
was like,
that.
yeah, this was early on. I don't even remember the name of the company, and they offered me to do it. And I remember sitting in Discord with a few other people, and I was like live streaming their app or whatever because they had like a demo that you could like demo as if you had put money in, and um, and I was like, dude, I do not feel comfortable with this at all. Like I'm not doing this, and so I did. I turned them down. I just politely declined. And now it's crazy because now I've seen streamers. I'm not gonna mention any names. I've seen people effectively turn their whole channel into that. Like
Sure.
that they were an influencer marketing content creator channel around like the finance of the hobby, just like I used to be. And now essentially their whole channel is literally just ripping digital packs and shit.
Sure,
Right.
yeah.
And now I would argue the market has like become more legitimized than probably what it was at that point. But it's such a wild disparity. And like, would those people be ripping packs themselves if they weren't doing it, or would they just rip it for their audience? Right.
Well,
Because or would they rip it because they're getting comped? Like
well, we
this goes
know.
back to like casino streams that where people get comp from the casino to play and they act
Mhm.
like they're losing their money and they kind of are,
But they have a
but it's
kickback from
money
the
they were
casino.
given by the casino, even though it's theirs to lose. And like, is that very transparent?
But it's
It
like even
probably
Rudy, like
technically falls within like SEC guidelines and like FTC guidelines for the Federal Trade Commission, but is it ethical? Is it honest? how it should be. Twitch streamers used to do this, right? With online casino streams and playing with fake balances and
Sure,
stuff
yeah.
like that. Like, I think we're going to run into that same thing in this space. So I definitely think you have a valid case.
I just don't
for,
think
like,
even Rudy would use his own grading company if it was like for profit, if it meant he made or lost money. Like if you know that, like obviously you can't know that before the cards sell though. So like this is the first couple of weeks we're seeing sales technically, but I'm still being a hater right now as of
Sometimes people put cards in plastic not to increase their value.
It's also valid.
yeah. But then why are they on eBay?
He's not saying everybody. He's saying some people. Like, I can give you an example.
That's the use case for it. Great.
If
I love it.
AGS is like not my thing. I'm like, it's just not for me. But if they had a $5 tier that was, we don't grade it, we don't do anything, we just sonic seal it in a nice plastic
Sure.
slab, same quality as like you'd get at PSA or BGS or anywhere else.
I think they do something
And-
like that actually.
And we don't like, and I knew that the cards were secure, like safely stored,
and
insured,
authentic. Yeah, yeah.
all of that, right? That I was going to get back the same card. Like if I could trust the body, the entity, and I'm not saying I can't trust them. I haven't done enough research to know. I'm just saying if I
No.
could, and they offered that service, I would use them. Because there are cards I
sure.
own that I just want to be secured in a slab that I don't want to pay $20 for, like my Jolteon collection that I have. I would put all those in slabs just to protect them, but they're not worth putting in a $20 slab or an $80 slab or any of that.
100%.
So-
I agree. But here's another thing is like, I don't like his audience is not collectors. Is it? His audience is.
I think his audience is a lot of people. I don't think it's just
Like,
investor bro.
I
I think a
don't-
lot of people act like it's just investor bros. I think it's,
I don't think it's like meant for. It's not made specifically for.
I think it's made for adults in the hobby.
collecting audience. Like it's made for like the business minded people. That's what his videos have been.
I
like.
disagree. I think it was at one time, especially like the people that are a part of his Patreon and stuff like that. I think a
Sure.
lot more people now watch it for entertainment. I know a lot of people.
Sure, I
Like I
guess,
could make a
but-
list of people that I know watch Rudy that have never bought anything from him, that have never participated in the Patreon, that don't flip cards as like a thing. They just think he's a funny guy on the internet
Mm,
talking
okay,
about
fine,
poke
sure.
your moms and floppy
maybe, but-
tacos like that. I definitely think that I'm not saying all of them, but
There's a few.
I don't
of
know.
them
I
that
guess,
exist.
Searchy, what I'm saying is I think you have a valid argument in there, and I think you're wrapping it in
I
a lot
am
of
being a
dog shit.
hater, but I do have a
And-
There's
slight.
something.
and I think you're throwing a lot of shade to a guy you
Smidge.
actually like.
I
like,
do. I just
which
don't
I think
like
is kinda
what's
shitty.
like. It just. I don't know. In a world full of money grab right now, I just like would like
And I
to
think
call
maybe
it out.
what I'm saying is I think maybe some of your frustration is misdirected at him
Damn.
when it should be directed elsewhere. But let's move on because we've circled it. We've
Yeah,
circled
sorry,
it.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. There's nothing to be sorry about because we started on this topic while you guys were chatting about this. I was supposed to be blunting, and I think I've blunted my way to the 3 I would not want to get. So
Okay,
to
cool.
bring anyone back, anyone that's tuned in that wasn't here 20 minutes ago, I was supposed to pick my 3 cards from the Celebrations Classic collection that
That you
I
would
would
want the
not want
least.
to hit. Like so in the
in the
UPC
classic pack or whatever.
Yes, in the UPC you can get that classic pack that has 3 cards in it, and this would be like your worst 3 you could hit. Erica's Jigglypuff.
Yep, that was mine too.
Okay,
That was on
yeah.
my list. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's hard. There's a lot.
I know.
Buzzwole.
Yep.
Yep.
That was
on
mine.
all of ours. Yep. That was
Mm-hmm.
actually it wasn't on mine, but yeah.
The next slot is tied for like 6 cards.
I know. I had a couple
I
as well.
think
But I
just
one.
because of recency bias,
he's gonna
it
go
would be
Arceus.
Zacian V.
Oh, he went Zacian. I went Zacian, Buzzwole, and Arceus, didn't I, in one of them?
Okay.
I think.
I could
For
see
sure.
Arceus, I think is still cool, mega legendary.
Yeah, but we've gotten it so many times. Like that specific card
I
we've
think
had like
if
10
I
times.
had if I could pick a group, like here's just I don't want to hit any of these
Mhm.
at all,
Sure.
ever.
Never ever. Yeah.
Never
sure.
ever.
Actually, Erica's Jigglypuff wouldn't be in that. So maybe I saw that too low. I would like to hit it once to see what it looks like with a foil.
Ayo.
But other than
I'll
that,
try
Hit
anything
it and
once.
quit it.
Erica's
Damn,
Jigglypuff.
dude. All right.
Delcatty,
Yep.
you're gonna hate me on this next one. Dark Tyranitar,
We talked about how
We
bad it
hate
was.
this one.
all set on that one. Darkrai Cresselia Legend top air bottle.
Oh my god.
Mega Gardevoir,
Mm-hmm.
Solgaleo, Buzzwole, Zacian, Mew VMAX, Arceus V-Star.
Yep.
Raikou Amazing Rare. Magikarp's dope. Modern. You'll notice I picked a lot of the modern cards.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because we've seen them so recently. I would like to see Pikachu Zekrom again, even though I've seen more of that card in my lifetime than probably anyone should, because I broke a bunch of those decks apart.
Oh yeah.
The ones that had 2 of them in it.
It's
know what I'm
fine.
talking
It's a tag team. It's fine. Like
fun,
who
yeah.
cares? You know.
I'm really excited about Greninja Break, especially now that you're telling me it's going to get a gold border with his gold body. That card is going to hit so hard.
I didn't really think
So
about
hard.
that, to be honest. That's kind of fire. Okay.
Same with like actually Mega Gardevoir EX and Rayquaza EX might change my mind on the Guardy and the Genesect, because the EX is also in gold. And like the way the foiling comes off the Rayquaza and the way the foiling comes off the text in Mega Gardevoir, that gold might really pop with those cards. I guess you could make the same argument for Darkrai Cresselia because it almost has like a golden name. But anyways, Metagross I actually think is another one that's going to pop because it's old yellow border with its like lightning metallic looking like Delta species. And to be fair, remember how we theorized like why would they have picked some of these cards knowing that you're going to gold
Maybe it's
border
'cause of this
them?
border
Maybe you
color,
picked certain
yeah.
ones that you thought like Scizor EX, another metallic-y type Pokemon that would pop with a gold aesthetic.
Fine.
Maybe
you
they didn't
win.
give any fucks about that too. That's completely entirely possible, and I'm giving more credit. But yeah, I think that one's gonna hit. Charizard I think is gonna be fun again because this will Charizard and Pikachu now. It'll be a slightly different
It kind of
variation.
just reminds me of like Stormfront. It'll look a little like Stormfronty, like the borders on the Japanese one at least. Similar. Or
I can think of the Charizard from Stormfront.
it's like the alt art of the base set one, basically.
Yeah, but the border wasn't different.
It is a little bit in Japanese, at least.
Oh, I know what you're. It's like the almost where it's like brownish.
Yeah, it's like brown. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be more like. I'm hoping.
This is more
more like-
vibrant. I think it'll actually be like confetti-ish. Honestly,
I think it's gonna be
it'll
like secret rares.
yeah,
Like gold secret rares, except just the border.
yeah.
Like take a gold
whatever.
secret rare, cover all of it but the border, and imagine that. I think that's gonna hit on quite a
Yeah.
few of those cards, especially the cards that used to have yellow borders, because now it's just gonna feel like a premium yellow border.
Yeah. Yep. Fancy yellow border. Yep.
Yeah, so that's dope.
I am mad.
Man, we're already at an hour and a half, and we didn't even hit like 8 of the topics I was
I
talking
know.
about.
Well, I
but-
did
I know.
do some things. We did do some things.
No, we can keep going for a little bit if you guys want. I can come up with more stuff. We didn't talk about the gold pack, the gold Darkrai pack. We have to talk about that. So pre-release, kid opens up a pack, 11 gold Darkrai's. We haven't seen this anywhere else, right? I'm not saying ever. I'm saying like there has not been another pitch black pack with this happened, right? Okay.
No.
So I'm gonna walk you because like my first thought was not real, right? But here's my conundrum of why I think it has to be real, even though my gut says it's not. And then my brain's like, okay, but AI is really good now. Like, why could that not have been AI, right? I'm going to assume it's not AI, that there were enough other real people in that room that have like vouched for this thing happening that they saw. So here's why I think it could be real. It was a pre-release weekend. Even if you wanted to fake this and like reseal a pack to get 11 gold,
That's a lot of Darkrai.
The product you would
Impossible.
have to rip just to get that to stage it would be incredibly difficult, right? And so now let's talk about the likelihood of how this could happen. Historically, secret rares get printed all on one sheet. So you're talking like if you had like a secret rare, what was the little tool? You know what I'm talking about? Tool Scrapper.
Tool scraper.
Secret rare Tool Scrapper, and you also had like, let's just say an item finder or something. I don't know, just some random tool. They would all get printed on the same sheet. Because you only have one all gold card in this set, and I don't think there's any other gold
No,
cards
there's
in the
not.
set because they made the ultra rares like not gold cards. There's nothing else that they can print on a sheet other than those
It's just all
because they share a
Darkrai, yeah.
border. So what they would do is they would make what's called a form. And a form is just a sheet, but you can have different forms. Like maybe they use 4 common forms and only certain commons are on certain sheets. And the idea is so you can make different patterns so that when it gets fed through like hoppers to build these packs, you don't get the same pack every time. So when
Mhm.
they build a sheet, there's 2 ways you can cut a sheet. They can use a gutter cut and a non-gutter cut. And one of those essentially cuts out the gutters where 2 cards, the sheet has less cards on it, and it cuts it out to where you can have the borders like be full art cards or things like that, to where they don't bleed over. Whereas if you have one that is non-gutter cut and you just cut straight through, the problem becomes you have 2 cards side by side. If your sheet's misaligned when it cuts, you're going to see part of another card, right? And you see that all the time when you see this with like alternate arts where it got too far off center and you see
Yeah.
part of another alternate art. That was a sheet that was like that. So ways they would work around this is use different forms. So sometimes you want to use you want to not have to cut those out if you can because you can fit more cards on the sheet. So it saves you money. And so one of the things that they can do to get around that is just print a form of just gold cards. Then they don't have to
Mhm.
worry about if they're off center because they're all just Darkrai's, right?
Sure.
And they all have gold borders. So if you cut a little off center, it's just going to be wider on one side than the other, but it's still gold.
Sure.
Whereas like if it was a silver border on the other side, you'd start to see silver on a gold card and vice versa. So anyways, because there's no other gold cards, if they elected to make just one form of gold Darkrai's and they put those in a hopper by themselves and it gets fed in at X percentage time, whatever the pull rate is, in theory, if that machine read wrong, it could drop 11 of those in a row and that could get wrapped into a pack. The thing that made me question, like, there's no way, is because
He's manhandling those shits too.
what you would have to have happen is for the rest of the line to also malfunction and it have not dropped any commons, any uncommons, any rares. It just dropped 11 of those. Because, for example, say it dropped the regular amount of cards and then 11 of them, put them in the same pack. Your pack would be huge. There's things on those lines called blowers that
Mhm.
weigh all the packs as they go through. And if a pack is off weight above or below, it blows it off the line.
Ew.
And so, like, what happened? And then that gets discarded. And that's like a safety precaution. And so it's
actually you can see this on Oliver's video with the old WotC employee, by the way. Sleeve no card
like
behind.
it's in those videos.
Yeah, it's pretty
And
cool.
so you can see that so it's like one of those things where like something had to have went, like, for that to occur, something in the line had to have severely went wrong for this to be an organic process,
Sure.
right? Essentially, all your droppers would have had to have quit working, but that one fed at the wrong percentage. Now, there's an alternate theory, which is, was it seeded? Not to that person, but like, was it done of like, hey, we could put 11 gold Darkrai in a pack, put it in an ETB.
You think it's
make sure it goes out into
intentional?
the world.
Fuck.
Great. No, I'm not saying that it was. I'm saying there's been a lot of cases in sports where it has been argued that like those brief cases where you get like crazy hits and stuff, that they've seeded certain things before to like
To like give it to the
make
best
sure
pack
that the
breakers.
marketing
Yeah,
happens
sure.
and all of that, right? And like there's there were a lot of people that thought the
Put your
One
tinfoil
Ring.
hat on, Mason. Get the fedora
Yeah, this
out.
is the tinfoil hat time. I'm giving you all the theories. You guys can pick them apart. There was a lot of arguments
Been a
about the
minute since
One
we saw the
Ring.
fedora.
Now I actually know some stuff about the One Ring, and I'm under NDA, so I can't talk about that. But like,
Hell
what I
yeah.
can tell you is
Go.
that there were theories that when the One Ring came out, that it was going to be seeded because of the fact of like it would be the worst thing ever if it never ended up getting pulled, because then people would argue that it just got given to somebody or that it never existed or
Yep.
whatever.
Somebody
And so
stole
they
it.
had to seed it. They had to make sure it got pulled. I don't know whether that's true or not. Like, NDA side, I have no freaking clue. I
there's a
highly doubt
Canadian
it
dude
because I
that
feel like
pulled
the
it, so-
liability of that would be way higher than like somebody not
It's
pulling it.
true.
But
Also in Canada.
Another
Wow.
Canadian pulled it, dude. Canadians, dude.
Canadians getting the Lux.
oh, was the person that pulled the Darkrai's in Canada too?
Oh, I actually have no idea, but yeah. Okay,
Oh,
apparently
okay.
yes.
I didn't know if
Yes.
you guys were just
No,
memeing
Mason
or-
said yes. He said in Canada.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
But they
Yes.
also were the ones that got the God packs for what set? Silver Tempest or something? Didn't they have like
Yeah, well, those were everywhere. Those weren't like anything.
or Fusion? Like there was a crazy print run of some of one of the sets that they only got in Canada and it had crazy hits. I don't know. Anyways, seems like all the weird things happened in Canada. God bless our Canadian brothers. Thanks for being our hat.
So Mason, is your theory that this was
Accidental.
seeded? Or that it's
This is
accidental? Like,
accidental.
No, I think it's organic. I can't imagine
This
them
is
doing
real.
this just for.
so then in theory, this should happen again.
I think it might happen with alt arts.
It could.
No. Like in theory, there should be more gold because, like, if it was one sheet that went through
Could
and
have
it
been
was
just
organic, meaning
a
like
hopper.
the thing was off, then why wouldn't there be more of these?
Steven's got me. Fusion Strike God boxes.
Mhm.
Yeah, Fusion Strike God boxes was one where you're right, it did mess up, and you got all alternate arts from. It wasn't every pack, right? It was just every hit you got was an alt.
Every hit was a.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
So it happens.
that one's probably easier to justify though. That's probably you just loaded the hoppers wrong. They just put alts in all the ultra hoppers instead of the like. You'd think there'd be like an ultra rare hopper, a secret like an alt art hopper or whatever, right? And they'd feed it percentages. They probably just accidentally put all alt arts like in all of them. So when it fed at the right ratios, but it was just still feeding alt arts. Like
I wanna
that's
go
just
over
like a
that.
human error thing, I would think. But this,
You're saying
I
there's
mean, I
more
guess they
golden
could have
tickets out there.
accidentally loaded. They could have done the same thing. They could have accidentally well, no, but it's 11 in one pack. It's not like it's a box.
So rip all of your pitch black. Let's
They
go.
had to, like, how would you, man? I don't know that one. And this is why my brain jumped to like immediately like AI, right? And then after that, it was like had to be seeded or like
Your
was
brain
this
is so
fake, right?
diabolical, dude.
No, it's just because like to
Cynic.
understand like how
I'm
it
a
could
hater,
have
but you're a cynic.
legitimately happened. It's so I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying it's so astronomically low. But I guess when you print billions of cards, like
Anything can happen.
you would
dude.
think we would see the error more than once. Like the fact that we only saw one so far.
Well, we've only seen it go out to game stores. We haven't seen anything else, So
What do you mean? Go out to game store?
like we've only seen the pre-release waves. We haven't seen the mass openings yet.
Is
you
the
know
set
what I mean?
not out?
For game stores, yes. For some whatnot streamers, yes. But
When did the set release?
it comes out Friday.
Friday, yeah,
Yeah.
Friday. Okay.
So like we haven't had a chance to get
That's
everybody to
fair,
rip
so
it.
maybe just the
technically. Like,
volume of product.
what if there's
is-
like
has
1
not-
in 20,000?
What if this is a new thing they're doing?
A new God pack?
That would
No,
be
that's stupid.
crazy. Because we didn't see it with Greninja. That would have been a cool one to see it with. But
I mean,
maybe I'm just a Darkrai hater.
I think you
But
are.
yeah,
You
that
you
would have.
are.
You
sure.
are.
So-
racist,
So do you think we'll
sure.
see this again?
I hope so.
The fact that it was a kid is so cool. And the guy behind him is so grinning ear to ear that it makes me think it's not fake. Because, like, why would he be that happy? Like,
"I
because he
was
knows he just
there."
witnessed that dude in the background knows he just witnessed something that, like,
You should not see. You should not
okay,
have seen.
so I'm going to tell you guys a story now because this might legitimize this. There
Okay.
was a store. I'm not going to name their name because if they were lying to me, then it like looks weird, whatever. But anyways, there was a store that when Flashfire came out, had in their glass cases at an event a stack of secret rare Mega Charizards. Like a stack of them. Like they had all their different ultras and they would have like a couple in it. And then this one just had a ton. It's like, how in the heck? And they said that they opened a box where every pack had one in it. Every single one. And at the time, it was like, they get enough product. They probably could have opened that many. But like, why would you make up that story? Right.
Yeah.
And like, also, if you open that much product, why would your other ultra rares not have a similar amount? Right. Because this was like the first event after the set release. So like, you wouldn't have sold through that many in the store. And
this
like I
another
had no
reason why
reason
you
to not
liked?
believe him. Like even to this day, I have no reason to not believe that story, right? I
It's
just like don't
another.
want to like say their name and like get them inundated with like messages and stuff. But the point was, I see something like this now, and like I see that kid's picture. He looks happy. I believe it. I believe the Flashfire story. Why wouldn't I believe this? Probably because I live in the era of AI, so now I question everything.
Yeah, that's the
But
problem.
like the Flashfire thing was entirely plausible too. And so maybe it's just like a once in a blue moon kind of error that you see, and we won't see it again in our hobby lifetime. I don't know. But
It's pretty cool.
but I've never heard of anything other than that flash. Like that was the first thing I thought of when I saw this. I've never heard of any other story other than that Flashfire story where like this type of thing happened. I think the closest was the Fusion Strike boxes, which were nowhere near that level. And then this pack where I was like, okay, that's like similar. Like,
Sure.
and so
It's
yeah,
another reason
11 is
you
just
love
like
that Charizard so much, eh?
I also do love that card. So that one really stuck with me. And that was back when it was not that expensive. It was like $30, I think. But um yeah, dude, that is crazy. Congrats to the kid that got it. 11 gold Darkrai is super cool. What's a gold Darkrai worth? A gold Darkrai is
350.
wait, why can't I not even find it on TCG Player? What's going on? Oh, because its market price is unavailable. The cheapest one listed is $375. So that person opened a $4,000 booster pack. That is cool. Yeah, I would love if they started
It's
doing
pretty
more stuff
gangster.
like that, or just like I know they have God packs with like you can open like the SIRs. I will say, you know what I don't like about those, and I know I'm getting picky now. I don't like that you can like that there's still variants in those packs. Like I like the evolution one from Prismatic where you just got like each of the evolutions. I know the like mini one or whatever, you just get like 3 of them, but that's still like you knew that going in. But the full one you got each. The ones in Ascended, I saw a video of a
Bro, there's
guy
some
that
bad ones.
yeah, I saw a video of someone
Bad.
opened it, and it was like a little kid and his dad, and they were so excited. And the guy behind the camera was like the store owner or whatever. And he's like, "Oh my god, they just opened a $4,000 pack! They just opened a $4,000 pack!" And he's like, so cringe in the background of this video because like it's just like a dad and his kid like hyping up, getting like having a good time, and he keeps making it about money, whatever. And they go through, they don't hit the Trikachu, they don't hit the Gengar, they don't hit the Dragonite. They hit the Mewtwo, which is cool. They don't hit a $4,000 pack. So now here he's like built it up in this kid's head that he had a $4,000 pack. So instead of him being amped that he just got a God pack, now it's like I didn't hit the $4,000 God pack that this guy just told everyone I hit. You know what I mean? It's just like, bro,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up and like just
Adults
cheer him on.
ruining
You know, like first of all, that
everything,
kid
bro.
probably doesn't even know what those cards are worth. He's probably just open packs with his dad and having a good time. So yeah, I don't like that there's variance in those, but I guess maybe that's what still makes them fun. Like if you get one, because otherwise, if you got it, it's just like, okay, well, I already know it's here, you know. But I don't know. So maybe I'm just nitpicking. Maybe I just felt bad for that
No, it's
video, and so it
just
jaded me.
there are
'cause-
MIDI ones. Like the
yeah, I
only
think
ones
you
I've
got
ever pulled are bad.
Pheasantipity and for
Frostlass,
alligator.
like
Yeah, he got
it's
like
not good.
Electros, like all the bad ones, like that you would not want to get. And then I saw another one where a kid literally ripped Gengar, Pikachu, and Mewtwo in the same one. He did not get Dragonite, but it's interesting. I almost think you could use God packs and how those are pulled to like reconstruct a sheet to like see the different patterns in the sheet.
Maybe.
That's interesting.
It would, I mean, you would need a lot of God pack. Like you would need a lot of videos to like piece it together, but I bet you could. Nobody would care to do this but me. But
This is a Squeaks project. Let's be real.
dude,
Okay,
set
just go.
collation,
Only
forms,
thing-
all that. That's like my favorite thing.
Just go watch all the God packs that have ever been
Yeah,
that have ever been
yeah.
opened, and then you'll be able to like get your Charlie
Oh.
strings going. You know,
Yeah. Oh, is that guy's name? In that meme?
Charlie Day is the guy's name. Yeah.
What's
Also,
that from?
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Ah, I never seen it. Never been to Philadelphia. So.
Me either. It doesn't mean you have to. There,
Oh,
dude.
well, I can't watch the
Just
show. I've
turn
never
the
been
show
there.
on, dude.
Okay.
One more.
One more. Oh, Nathan Nakamura says, W new setup, Sean. Thanks, man. I haven't actually done anything yet.
Mason,
Just haven't
let's
turned my camera on.
let's
This
do
is
your
actually just my
topic.
office. I could put the Offsetter podcast in the background on the TV while we are. That would have been cool. Should have done
Oh,
that.
maybe.
Cringe.
Okay. Well,
I actually I have a ton of stuff that I
he's
saw.
hella cringe. What are we talking about?
Sitting
He's
over
cringe, he's
there on
cringe.
the thing.
Show him.
Oh, dude.
Show him.
I have thoughts about this. I've seen these.
Go
Uh-huh.
ahead. Bill, you got a Bill Shatner right there.
Bill Shatty on
Bill
card.
Shatty live, dude.
I think this is gonna go over with old, like this is a nod to old Magic players that have been frustrated with Universes Beyond because there's a massive core demographic overlap here. I think, however, the autos are cool. It's neat. I don't think it's gonna sell the set to the degree that Hasbro shareholders are gonna want it to sell. And I actually think this will end up being one of the worst performing Universes Beyond sets that they've had.
Yeah, but it'll have autos and
That's-
probably serialized autos. Maybe
that's a
question
take.
mark. Like,
Star Trek has never been able to make a TCG survive. They've had multiple.
they don't have to. They just have a set. That's the thing. They just get
yeah,
one.
and I think that's
That's
the
it. That's
value of
great.
Universes Beyond, right? Like that it allows IP that cannot make a full-blown TCG survive. Sonic's a great example of this. That they can do something like a set or a little secret lair or whatever. But I just don't know if this will I don't know that people are gonna rip this 2 years from now, like they're still ripping Lord of the Rings.
Why does that look like Bill Hader? What's happening? What's going on there?
I have heard from people that have watched the show that the flavor of the cards with the characters seems to be really on point and feels like very true to Star Trek lore and like that fans should appreciate that like an evil character has death touch or whatever, like that kind of thing. So like I like that. Like I like it for Star Trek fans. I just don't know that this set is going to have the mass appeal
Put trash.
that a
on.
Lord of the Rings or a Spider-Man or a Marvel set or whatever, which is what I think Hasbro shareholders have come accustomed to, is that these sets are going to blow it out of the water and print us money. And I don't know if it will do that. Maybe it will. Maybe I'll be surprised. But
I'm going to
Go ahead.
take
Mace.
this opportunity to just take a 30-seconder out of one of the videos I did recently talking about.
Yeah. Please do.
I am so fucking tired of people that have to share their opinion about every fucking leak, every little thing, how they've ruined Magic again. They've ruined the game by putting serialized cards on, or they ruined the game by putting signature on, on card signature cards in here. I am so exhausted. It's so
People are mad
exhausting.
about that?
Oh, it's all people talk about.
People get their
Before-
cards signed by artists all the time.
Because we it's every fucking time with Magic. And it is so exhausting. It's all the old heads that don't like Universes Beyond to begin with, or the bigger channels out there that always shit on, like, whenever. Look, say what you want about Hasbro, Wizards of the Coast, all of it. They never stop trying new things. You got to give them credit for that. So they gotta try stuff out. They're gonna try stuff out. They have to. It's the nature of being a billion-dollar company. It's just every single time people are like, nope, not my game anymore. This ain't my game anymore. Magic is as big as it's ever fucking been. I have more new players for Magic. People in my Discord saying, hey, I've never played Magic before. What's a good day to go up there and start playing the game? I don't know which commander to pick. I'm new to the game, never picked up Magic before. What's a good starter deck? We get that all day long on the weekends. And partners, people want to play with their kids. People want to play with their spouses. It's bigger than it's ever been. Why? Because of Universes Beyond and all this stuff that they've been trying. It's working. You may not like it, but it's working.
Oh, that I agree with. I do like it.
And as soon as these came out, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be the worst thing ever," it's just like this is the first time we've ever had on-card signatures for a TCG in the West.
I do like that. I want to be clear.
I just think it's so dumb how everything they try to do, they can't win. Because there's such resistance from everybody that's played Magic for 20 years, and they just throw their hands up every time when they
Which
try to
is
put out
so
something new.
interesting to me because, like, I had just told you, I thought this was like the set that would make old hat Magic fans happy because it's Star Trek, it's overlap, it's whatever. Like,
You can't please
I
them.
actually think this is like
hate
one of the
this.
weakest IPs they've gotten for mass market appeal outside of the like dark fantasy genre. I know Star Trek's technically not like dark fantasy, but it's like space fantasy,
Yeah,
right?
it's kind of Star Trek's
that,
pretty
like,
dark for what it is.
It's literally dark
I've never seen
in
it to be fair,
space.
but I like this one to me. Yeah, Boomer Core. That's a great example. Like it's people that like would have grown up with Magic would love this. I don't think it's like new modern people. So like, yeah, I would have thought that old Magic fans would have loved this. That's baffling to me. Now here's where I could see people complain. I was looking at this card and I liked the signature on it, but it's a 2/2. So I thought, oh, it's probably just a vanilla, and that's why they use it as the signature. But then I saw that it costs 3. So I'm actually thinking it's not a vanilla, which means it just doesn't have text on it in place of the signature.
Yes.
That I could see people not liking. Because if somebody plays with it, now you have to like look up what the card does or whatever. Like, I could see that hassle.
Who's gonna
of it.
play that?
I'm not saying I'm in that camp. I'm just
Yeah.
saying I can see where the criticism comes. It's the same
Let me just
thing that
say-
people don't like when they do full art lands that do things that don't have the text, right? Force of Will used to do the textless stones, and people hated them because it didn't say what they did, blah, blah.
Some of the most expensive and most sought after cards outside of set cards have been these new store championship cards that were textless versions of
Yeah, and I think
very
that
extremely playable cards.
And
Like-
I think longtime people that are playing with shit like that in their commander decks and stuff anyways probably already know what the cards do, right?
Exactly.
Like, so it's fine. I think the signature thing is cool. I was going to ask you, how many James, right? His name is James T. Kirk. How many cards do you think James T. Kirk had to sign? Because they're not serialized.
I think they might end up having a version.
Yeah,
maybe.
I can't imagine that they won't tell us how many there are.
Well, so the reason you wouldn't want to serialize them is because if you want to do later print runs of the set, if you serialize, it becomes extremely difficult to do additional print runs because you can't print the chase cards then because you would have to print.
They could
more
just make
serialization.
alternate. They could just make alternate hollow patterns. Though,
But
like
then
the
that's
same way
a
Sports
different
does.
like that's a different product right now. You got to use different packaging, different whatever because you're marketing
Just
different
put it in
things. People don't
collector's
like it's a whole
boosters, too.
complicated thing. Yeah, so it's why doing serialized stuff in sets, like why sports cards usually have to be like they have like first off the line, and then there's like one and done, and even usually now first off the line's like marked on the sticker.
XP Rail
but
says I think it's 150.
But if they are serializing it, that makes me think the Star Trek's going to be one and done.
It's a lot of cards.
And if they're not serialized, then it makes me think that James T. Kirk may have to end up signing more if they want to print more sets.
Well, they better hurry because he's
They
getting
better
old.
hurry. His Bill's getting
Yeah,
old, dude.
So I assume that's not his name. That's just his character name.
Yeah, it's
You don't know
William
who
Shatner, dude.
William Shatner is.
Oh,
Are you good?
That means nothing to me.
Okay,
Let me
wow,
look- let me
that's
look him up.
crazy. That's insane.
You
bro.
definitely know. You would know him.
You're gonna see his face. He went to space, dude.
You're gonna know him from the Priceline commercials, which is the worst.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I know him from.
How'd you get
Bro,
that? How'd
well,
you
what
just
else has he
tag
done?
that?
He did
bro?
Star Trek.
What else has
What
he
else has he
done?
done?
What the fuck?
He did Star Trek, Miss Congeniality. I did see that. Didn't
It's a
watch
great
Big Bang
movie.
Theory.
Okay.
Didn't
Well-
see Miss Congeniality 2. I'm looking at his like discography or whatever, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. The Priceline commercials are
That's like Jason Page
pretty
saying
much
he's
the
famous
peak
for the
of
Pepto
what
Bismol
he's done outside of
commercials,
Star
dude.
Trek. In
Fuck.
Star Trek, I didn't watch, so
It's okay. You're fine.
like
He's an old man. It's okay.
He's
Priceline
old.
commercials.
He's
are
95
bangers,
years
dude.
old.
Oh
The
no
Priceline
way!
commercials are
Absolutely is.
bangers.
Oh my god, we're getting old. What?
There's a lot of commercials that are bangers,
Ugh.
dude.
Yeah, so I think it's cool. I think it's something that I'm surprised that it was actors and not artists first.
I
I
think
think
that's
that's
sweet.
interesting.
I like it. They're trying to compete with sports.
And for everybody that was like, "Man, Star Trek is gonna suck," blah blah. Yeah, this completely does a complete 180 on the set.
I don't think it's gonna suck. I just don't think it's gonna perform as high as the others. And so my hope is that they can distance like artist signatures being the chase from the IP to where if that is what happens, they're not like, oh well, we better never do character signatures again or whatever because that didn't sell as well. Like, you know what I mean? It like when it could have been the IP.
I am somebody that does not give a shit about Star Trek, but I think a lot of these cards are really cool looking, and I think they did a fantastic
Are you
job.
gonna open any?
No more than I usually do.
No, you. Are you gonna
Yeah.
open any? Not the store. You.
No.
No.
So would you, Thrifty, would you classify this as Mason shilling a product that he himself would not stand behind?
No. He's saying
I'm
it's
just
good.
fucking with
He's
you,
saying it's good.
Thrifty. This is going back to the grading company thing. And
What if
the
we go back
influencer
to
thing.
what if they put artists or actor signed stuff in The Hobbit? They could.
That's what they're
Dude,
gearing
could have
up
been a
for.
Oh my
thing.
god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
That's what they're gearing up for, dude.
What are you
basically.
doing? What is that? What is happening?
Imagine if they did a Game of Thrones
That's
magic
coming
set
for us, dude.
and
That's,
got actor and actress signatures. House of the Dragon, Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, Game of Thrones. Get them in there. It fits the IP. Dude,
Mason, are they
I
doing
would
it?
be so fucking in for a Peter Dinklage signed 1/1 minion,
Yep.
dude. Like, oh,
Come on,
token,
dude.
one
dude.
minion is severely underselling that character, but
Yeah,
Like, dude, I just, oh man, I was talking about size, right? But like, because a lot of them like magic, like power and toughness, at least used to relate
Yes.
to like size of the character, like physical size.
Yes,
But
minis.
dude, that would be Game of Thrones would be fire
It's
because they already sell really
gonna
well
happen.
through a lot of those like
It'll
hobby
probably
products
happen.
and stuff.
There's not a whole lot more out there that they haven't done yet.
God, dude,
Harry Potter and Game of Thrones is about it.
Give me
as well.
Sopranos. Can we get a Sopranos
Didn't-
fucking
hey,
secret
that one
lair?
would be cool as like a secret lair, I think. I don't know the whole set.
That's why I was saying secret lair. I would
yeah,
like that.
like no, I want Game of Thrones to get a set.
I want
They
a
could probably do multiple
gabagool.
sets
I was
with
gonna
want a
say-
gabagool card.
HBO, but Walking Dead was on HBO too, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So they've already
exactly.
done
So
No,
they
it's,
probably
that
already
was
have
on
an in.
TMC, wasn't it, or something, or like AMC? AMC. Sorry, yeah.
What
I think Game of Thrones would flop harder than Star Trek. Are you on drugs? Maybe.
you are
Probably.
crazy.
That's
That's
actually
not-
insane. I have never seen Star Trek, and I think everyone on this panel has not actively given a shit about Star
if
Trek.
you genuinely think Sopranos Jackson would outperform Game of Thrones, you are delusional.
Sign Tony's. Oh no, you can't. That's the problem. Is you can't even get it because Jim
You wouldn't be able to use
Gandolfini is
Escalade.
dead.
You wouldn't be able to
dude.
use the like.
Also, Jim's not alive with us anymore, so
You know
we
who
can't get a
is?
Tony
Peter
Soprano
Dinklage.
sig.
Peter's alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kit Harrington's alive. Amelia Clark's alive.
love that.
Jackson, that's a bad take.
They're all
Dracarys,
alive.
that one, bad boy.
Yeah, you're
Dracarys
done.
on that. Dracarys to you.
Dracarys, hell
Dracarys to
yeah,
your family. Dracarys to your cow.
Oh my god, dude, and they could literally write cards in Old Valyrian. Okay, Watsy, give me a call. Give me a call. I will
Okay.
help you. I'm
already
ready. I'm
It's already
so
happening.
ready for
It's
this.
surely it's already in the works.
Oh my god, I hope, dude.
Teletubbies is crazy.
Yeah, it probably would be because, dude, I bet they have to license those sets like a year and a half, 2 years in advance. Because just the licensing agreements, I bet are pretty hairy for those.
Yes, that's probably the biggest issue with it.
Man,
honestly.
what
Okay.
else? What
All right.
other IP
We're
could they do?
Husky.
Yeah,
we gotta,
this is too much.
This is how we know we gotta go. We gotta get out of here. 2 hours is too long for a podcast.
Magic
Because
Teletubbies.
all the
Dude, have
dust
you
brings
guys
out the
ever-
weirdos. The weird
Have you guys
shit.
ever seen the meme about like thank God Teletubbies didn't exist in the only black and white era, and it's Teletubbies but without color, and it looks horrifying, dude. It's so scary.
Yeah, that's like a nightmarish
Nightmare
film.
Fuel, yeah.
Super nightmare.
I saw somebody mention Power Rangers, dude. Power Rangers. Do you guys know that movie that they made in like 2017 that was supposed to like be a series and then they didn't continue on, where like Billy had like autism or whatever, and like it was really good, and they
Me too.
they like set it up where like Jason was gonna like be in the next one or whatever, but like, and they never did it more. I wish they would have kept that going. I think that would have, like, that movie is so good. If you guys have not seen it, it is like one of the best pieces of like the Sentai franchise that like has ever been made.
I'm not a big movie person, so probably a skip for me, respectfully,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
You'd rather just spend your time watching England lose. Yeah, I get it. It's
Bro,
okay.
don't fuck with me today. I'm fragile. This is not.
We're back.
Still gonna get to watch him play.
See that okay, Rudy, if you're ever tuning into this,
Don't.
I would like to
don't
let you know
speak
that the only
directly to
reason
him.
you're
This shit,
the only
like-
He's
reason you're
not
getting
reading
shade
this dumb
today.
shit.
The only reason you're getting shade today is because
I had a
of
bad
the way-
day.
It's England's fault that you're getting shade, and Thrifty's redirecting
Listen.
her frustration in the same way that the Argentine goalie and the goalpost redirected the balls away from the goal.
Listen,
Bro, that goalpost would be defended. I think they had
Bro.
like 3 off the goalpost alone.
I can't. They did not show up for themselves, for their teammates, or for their country today. And now
I think they tried. I don't think that's a fair assessment.
No,
at all, but
I'm.
Damn.
You know,
damn, Thrifty from her couch is mad.
I
Okay.
was
Them boys
the
that ran 8
hottest.
miles and busted their ass off to make a World Cup final, but Thrifty on the
They
couch in her
played like a
AC.
bunch of babies. They were scared shitless. They
I will say,
did not know what to do.
I
for
will say, because we
30
only get
minutes.
probably one more pod to talk about the World Cup finals. I will say, I was
God.
pretty
Mason, you can
baffled
go.
that after they were up 1 goal, they just went into like pure defense mode.
It was the saddest display of
It
soccer
was just
that
like,
I've
if you guys
seen.
would have just kept playing aggressive, I mean, you would have burnt half the time on them just
That's
defending
what I'm
you.
saying. Exactly.
Yeah, that was a little mind-boggling to
They
me.
basically shit the bed when they just sat back and made it 5-4-1, basically.
Sure. Well, and to do it when you're up 1-0, right? Like,
I was like,
or-
you
or
need
like-
one more goal. You need one more goal at least.
sure. Well, and do it when you're 1-0, but when it's 1-1, now it's like, all right, well, you need to score now.
Oh,
You
no,
still
we need
can't
to
play
move.
defensive, or you're going to extra time in PKs.
No,
right?
they
And
wanted to. They were playing for extra time when they scored the first goal. They were.
Why?
Which is dumb as shit.
Argentina
Exactly.
is one of the best late game teams that we've seen in the World Cup.
We know this, but they thought that because they did it against Mexico, they could also sustain for 40 minutes against fucking Argentina. But the
Yeah.
service is so much better because it's from Messi and not from fucking some random Mexican dude
Yeah.
that like plays in the third league.
Look,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
okay.
So-
You'll be fine. Spain's gonna win the whole thing, dude. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, Spain has to score 2 goals and they win because they've only given up 1, and they're definitely not giving up 2. So it'll be okay.
Don't go back to your to your
He
little
comes
powdered
back
donuts.
with snacks. Donuts.
Sorry.
I've never had those from Hostess, dude. I
Ugh.
read something about they're struggling. Is that true? That like Twinkies were not
Probably.
like everything they thought it was gonna be, or something.
Fried Twinkies didn't catch on, so they're fucked.
I don't hear a lot about Twinkies anymore.
Nobody talks about that. They need to make another Zombieland movie, and then maybe they'll get some better press. I don't know.
Oh, because they can survive an apocalypse or whatever.
Yeah, it's like the thing that Woody Harrelson wanted the most was a Twinkie in that movie.
Really?
It's
Well,
like,
have you heard the thing about like Twinkies could like survive like a post
yeah,
apocalypse?
they could go like
good
20 years
forever
or something.
Yeah, it's like something crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, powdered holes.
anyways.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate you guys. Great to have Squeaks back.
He's back, baby.
We have so much stuff to still
I'm
talk
back
about.
for, like-
Oh, next week, Radar will
Two-
be back from Fanatics Fest, so we'll get to talk about
Yes.
Fanatics
Next
Fest.
week
We have the
should,
National.
We should be gang all here for what? 2 more pods?
Oh wait, hold on.
2 more pods, and then I'm.
Oh
outta
wait, you're
here.
gonna be in Fort Lauderdale
day do I
coming
leave?
up soon, in a week or 2.
do it from the plane.
No,
Starlink.
I don't know what day it is anymore.
Because we still have so much to talk about. There's so much more in the hobby that we've not discussed.
Yeah.
We didn't get to talk about first partner collections yet.
Card Party Fort Lauderdale, Fanatics Fest, the National, all those things are happening in the next like week or two.
Gen Con.
So Gen Con, exactly. It's a big time. So we'll have more for you guys next week. Don't worry.
We will. And Radar is apparently doing stuff.
I'm gonna make him call in from the hotel. He doesn't have to be on video. Just call in.
No.
dog.
I meant like doing stuff at Fanatics Fest, not like
Yeah.
he's gonna be gone.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But like,
Well, why would he be in a hotel? Won't he be home?
well, whenever he has to miss, I'm just like, just call in for 10. Just do a little pop in. That was fun.
Yeah, well, it's only
was
8
fun.
o'clock there, so he's probably like
It's
mingling.
It's 11 o'clock right now in New York City, where he's at right
he's
now.
at yeah, he's not home. Okay.
Yeah.
He's probably still mingling, dude. 11 o'clock at Fanatics Fest? They're
He's
probably out.
gambling right now. He's not mingling.
Oh, he should
definitely
be live. He
gambling.
should stream that.
Okay, anyways, well, let's go get him. Let's go find him.
All right. We'll catch all you jokers later. Thanks for tuning in.
See you next time.
Okay, bye.